But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and if we said, look, we saying if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, at any time a cop or anybody carry a gun have to have a license just like you to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you lose your license. And if upheld, you can never work again as a cop, a store boy, or a private detective. Now, how do you get Congress to protect you? Well, you take the economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young, and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, we call it for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and the start on Thanksgiving. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Huh? Thanksgiving Avenue, Georgia, Cleveland over, Western, they will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad. The officer's code for one suspect been shot. Open your mind, your mind, your mind.
And peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Popular Thought Series right here on the old TPOT YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black ass is here. Now, tonight, had to do a little bit of juggling tonight, y'all. Because I know y'all was expecting to see Amiri versus PREME. But Amiri hit me up and he was having some problems. He was indisposed. So I had to get a feeling, y'all. And luckily for me and for you, Brother Research, Mr. Research, was willing to jump in and fill in that empty slot. And it was some last minute shit, y'all. I was sending out like goddamn emails all over the place in the whole nine. But it's still going to be a good debate. The topic has not changed. It's just that I had to switch some shit around because at the last, like maybe 2 hours before we were supposed to jump off, Brother Amiri, he ran into some problems that caused him to be indisposed tonight. So I had to get somebody to fill in. But I know that everybody is familiar with Mr. Research, so I think that's a good fit. And like I said, the topic has not changed. Also, before we get started, y'all know I always start the show like this, thanking y'all for your support, for your subscriptions, and for your donations. I say this every week, and I know y'all get tired of me saying it, but I'm going to continue to say it, man, because y'all support me so much, man. Y'all look out for this channel so much. You do. Because you don't have to show up here every week. You don't have to subscribe to this channel. You don't have to watch these videos and share these videos and do all that. You don't have to do it. All right? You don't have to do it. But you do it anyway. Yeah, you do it anyway. You do. And I appreciate y'all, man. I do. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, man, I'm going to keep pumping them out, man, as long as I can. And, I appreciate y'all's support, man. I do. I appreciate your support. All of you, man. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm appreciative. And I thank you. Also, y'all already know what it is. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. PREME, get your behind in here, man. Get your behind in here. Yeah, y'all already know what it is. This is how it's going down, man. We on this no disrespect shit, man. That's just the truth. That's how we doing it. All right. The people that are on my platform and on this screen right here, they will not be disrespected. All right. Let's just call that what it is. All right. Now I know it's a lot of goddamn disrespectful fucking people out there. All right. I know it is. It's a lot of disrespectful motherfuckers out there. But that's okay. Because if you're disrespectful up on here, you already know what it is. All right. You're gonna get like maybe one sentence out before all right. I'm just saying, we're not tolerating the bullshit tonight. We're just not, or any other night. And also, y'all know that Streamlabs bot is on patrol. I've tweaked it just a little bit, and this is what y'all gonna have to deal with this here. I like to refer to as the old TPOT, respectable, making sure my chat room stays respectable. Oh yeah, he's watching you Negroes. He's going up and down, and he'll be checking that chat room all night. So be careful what you write, because the old TPOT respectable will be watching. I'm just saying, not having it up in here. Not up in here. Be careful what you put in there. I'm warning you. Now, a couple of you might notice that I did go in and unblock some noteworthy names. I mean, the block list is like, I don't know how many goddamn people on the block list, but I did go through it, and some noteworthy names I did unblock. But don't think that that's your license to talk crazy. Because, see, you come in here talking crazy, guess what? You'll be blocked again. If not by the moderators, by that old Streamlabs bot that you just saw. All right? We ain't fucking around in here. I'm telling you, I'm not letting up on this. I'm not. Just saying, I'm not. The people on my panel will not be disrespected. That's just the truth. And you're going to find out if you tempt that bot in this here chat room. Yeah, you tempt them, you're going to see. I'm just saying. So, with all that being said, tonight we got Brother Research, and he'll be debating Brother PREME. And tonight's debate is going to be, as you can see on the screen down here, who has the best standards? Immigrant black folks or native black folks or ADOS black folks, if you will, whatever you want to call it. That's what we got going on tonight. So let me bring in my folks. Research.
Van Glorious.
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Brother PREME. And of course, y'all know we always got to have a celebrity timekeeper, right? We have none other. I refer to him as the Sage, Brother LAR. What's good with it, Brother
people.
LAR?
What's up, man?
What's going on? What's good with it, man?
Hey, I'm just here trying to bring balance and fairness and be a cheater for somebody at some point.
All right. Before we get started, let me explain the rules. This is how we do it here. In the beginning, you have opening statements, 7 minutes apiece, right? Now, after that, we call that the rebuttal round, and you have 5 minutes apiece to make your certain rebuttals. And we go back and forth with that, 5 minutes apiece for about an hour. We take a little break, and then we come back, and then we do something called the rapid fire round. The rapid fire round the combatants actually get to directly engage, they won't be on the clock. After that round, we go into closing statements, and you will have a closing statement, 7 minutes apiece to make your final argument. Now, once that's over, then if you brothers have time, we take questions from the chat room if you brothers are feeling up to it. All right? All right. So what we're going to do is, being that Brother Research is native, Brother Preem is the immigrant, what we're going to do is we're going to let Brother Preem go first. We'll let Brother Preem go first. You got 7 minutes on the clock to go. Your opening statement. Mr. Timekeeper, can I get 7 minutes on the clock, please?
I'm counting right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hey,
Brother
can you
Preem,
hear
you
me
up?
okay? Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Is my mic okay? I'm on a different computer. Am I clear?
Yeah, you good.
All
You
right,
good.
cool.
Probably need to get a little closer to it, though.
Yeah, I heard that the other day. So I may have to swap my computer when this research is up. But is this clear, Luck? LAR.
You
You
good?
can hear me okay?
Just speak a little slowly, just in case.
Okay. All right. So, this right here is an interesting topic as far as it's framed in a way that I don't agree with, to where like it's either or. So like it generalizes that either, native people have better standards or immigrants have better standards. I don't think it's that cut and dry. I don't think where you were born or where your domicile is going to, determine or automatically give someone, better standards. I mean, if we're going to be honest, and this is my belief, if we're going to be honest, standards can be learned as well as unlearned. You see people who come from fucked up backgrounds, fucked up places, who lift themselves up and who adapt and adhere to higher standards, who expect more from themselves. So their environment, where they were born, the family they were raised in, really doesn't have a bearing on their end result. They self-determine what their standards are going to be. And conversely, you also have people who were born in a privilege, who were born, into a family that have rituals, that have standards, that have values. And they made the decision, the self-determining decision to go ahead and to not abide by those standards. So I don't think it's not cut and dry. It's not. I know it's not cut and dry that Native American, native born, or ADOS or immigrants. One of those has a higher standards. I think now if you want to have a conversation as far as probability, now that's a legitimate framing, of the debate. Where what are the probabilities? I think we're having a probability argument to where I think we can I think that's more that would be a better argument to have, or better debate to have, because then what we can say is the probabilities of someone who's coming from a culture or from a region to where the culture is still intact, the values are still intact. There's a higher probability that those people or that person, irrespective of color, is going to have higher standards. Conversely, if you say someone who comes from a culture or from an environment or from a race to where that lacks culture, that lacks values, there's a higher probability that those folks, the end result, the end product, the children, the family, are going to have lower standards. So I think you can have a probability argument, but you just can't generalize and say, ADOS born versus immigrant born. Because using me as an example, I came from, a religious background, great family, values. Even though my parents divorced, I had great relatives around me, great support from my mother, my uncles, it was all good. But at the age of 19 or 20, I chose to explore the street life. That was a personal decision. And I just completely threw all the values that I had out the window. And then you fast forward 8 or 9 years later, through self-initiative, through actions on my own, I was able to not just get the standards, not just to get the standards back, that I threw out, but I got plenty more. I gained more. You know what I'm saying? I elevated myself to a higher level. You know what I'm saying? But all that was learned. It was learned, unlearned, and then learned again. You know, so that's my position in the whole standard state. I don't need the whole 7 minutes. That's all. That's it for me for right now.
Okay, you have
And really quick, yeah, really quick question, Lauren, TOP. Like, if you guys give like a 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, or something, I'm not familiar.
Well, what we do is if you concede that time, we give it to your opponent.
That's cool. I'm good with that.
All right. So what did he have left, brother LAR?
he had 2 minutes and some change because he was gonna stop at 21 minutes, but we're at 18:45 right now. So
brother,
you got 10 seconds to start.
Yeah, brother research, you got 9 minutes if you want it.
No, I won't need that long. I'll give some back to my logical opponent.
Okay, you up.
Let me start off by saying this. Audience, there's going to be some things that I may say that seem strange. I'm going to talk about a bunch of international examples as best as possible. Let's address one thing, standards. What are we really talking about? Are we talking about values? Are we talking about outcomes? That'll be good for the prophet to clarify. You know, I understand what my opponent says about probability, because probability would lean more toward the immigrant side and make their side more stronger mathematically. The numbers, the longevity of a culture established. We natives don't have that strength. So if we move the goalposts over to probability, we automatically concede the entire discussion because that gives too much mathematical weight to the immigrant side. But let's stick to what I just mentioned. Are we talking standards, audience, or are we talking value? Are we talking value or are we talking outcomes? Because if we're talking outcomes, people outside of America really haven't necessarily shown that they can do too much without the assistance of others. If we talk in value, then of course I'm going to slightly agree with my opponent. Then we're talking about everything that relates to children and outcomes thereof. But you're going to hear me say in this debate, well, once again, without the involvement of outside people within the native structure, we would have more and better children outcomes because we had it before the outsiders started getting involved. We had it before the outsiders started creating laws. So I want to look at it like this. What do the Arabs do to Africans? They stop them from progressing. They buddy up with them and say, I'm Islam, you're Islam, until the Libyan leader dies. Now all of a sudden, we don't like you guys. You need to be slaves. You see how quickly things change? So that's why I said, are we talking outcomes or are we talking value? Let me give you one more example before I concede the mic because my opponent's going to get some more time. What about Egypt? Everything's cool. Once we got Mubarak, Africans get to kick it with Arabs. The minute they take him down and the Brotherhood take over, now all of a sudden the value of those immigrants go down because these people over here are all about numbers and they all about sticking together. See, this is the one thing people with black and brown skin do not understand when we talk about standards and values. Outside influence, good or bad, that's what messes up or helps to increase one or the other. I can see my time and I'm ready for the debate.
All right. Brother PREME, you got 5 minutes to go ahead with your rebuttal. Can I get 5 minutes on the clock? Timekeeper, please.
1 second. I'm adding up these two debates real quick. You got 20 seconds to start. You're going to start at 23 minutes on even. So just tidy up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's on.
Okay, so if you guys can hear me, so I made my opening statement. He made his opening statement. So you just want me to just go ahead and rebuttal what he just said, or is someone
Yeah.
going to go ahead and kick out a question?
No,
No.
Your
Go ahead
5
and
minutes to
rebut.
rebuttal.
That's your
Okay, so
5 minutes of rebuttal.
yeah, so I mean, in what he said, I can't really find too much to go ahead and pull standards, and I just would like I agree with him. You know, as far as the need on clarifications, are we talking about outcomes, or are we talking about values? You know, and then because so if we can get some clarification, you know, what I'm saying on that, but to Mr. Research statement as far as as far as the values, if we're talking one or the other, I know that standards and values are intrinsically tied to outcomes. You know, as you raise your standards and as you have better values, you will see better outcomes. So I think those things are married. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of combine those values plus standards equals better outcomes. So I don't think those are things are separate right there. But I like to try to bring it back, to the topic itself. You know, and again, you see a bunch of immigrants. You will see immigrants who have all their shit together when they're over in their own country. They come over here, and they kind of lose it. You know, why do they lose it? You know, and if they do lose it, that kind of goes against the argument that just because someone is an immigrant and they come from a place where the culture is intact, the rituals are intact, that automatically when they're exposed to something else, they're going to go ahead and retain that. There is a higher probability, but again, most of the onus is going to fall back onto the individual. Whether or not they're going to hold on to those standards. So that will be my rebuttal for now until I get a feel for how this I think is going to go ahead and go. So, Mr. Research, you got it.
Can I interject for a second?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm gonna preface this by saying this, fellas. One of my, if you remember the movie The Great Debaters, when I was in college, my actual philosophy teacher was one of the people who studied under him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a respectful debate, but you're gonna have to take a hardline stance because if you can't rebuttal each other, if you kind of not if you're on the same page for the audience.
Yes.
So
do not agree with each other.
Yes, like take a hard line. We know y'all both smart. We know y'all can think this out, and y'all coming from two different perspectives. It's not a personal shot at anybody. We're not gonna get offended. This is a necessary debate.
We do this every week, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about talking too tough or getting too. We do this every week. We've been doing this for months, so come with it. Come with it.
You
don't hold back.
Exciting, huh?
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
So let me put on my red, black, and green.
Absolutely, Mr. Research. Let it pull the trigger.
So let me get this last part in on a big MAGA hat type of tip for black people.
Okay, you got 5 seconds to start your rebuttal. Then 2, 1, go.
All right. So here's the thing. Let's pick one. Let's pick outcomes. All right. So natives, it's proof everybody keeps coming here. Every time somebody tries to go back home to Africa, for example, there's other immigrant places, but every time somebody tries to go back home to Africa, like the people who went and created Liberia, all those nice black folks left slavery, took all their good money. You know what the Africans did? Didn't help them. Sat back and watched. After they created everything, then here's the outcome, because now we're dealing with outcomes. Now you want to stop the American Africans from creating a great Liberia. Now you want to come out the bushes when The guys offered you to help them build when they first got there. Nah, you ain't want to do that. So let's do outcome. They come here now after Clinton, after Ronald Reagan, after there's no more German shepherds. Now everybody, Chinese too, everybody got the courage to come now. So let's put on these MAGA hats and talk outcomes. It's proud to be here only for the fact that you don't have the Arabs chasing you no more, like in Africa. You don't have the Arabs slapping you around with guns. You don't have people running from their home country, scared to fight. Shout out to Cameroon. Scared to fight the Arabs. Y'all got to rely on the Nigerians and the Ghanans. Everybody else want to run. That's just a documented fact. So if we're talking strictly outcomes, let's do that. Let's move it over to the children. Again, you go over to Africa. Once again, children are slaves. Can't argue that. Would love to hear a great argument about that. Yeah, children are messed up here, but they ain't slaves. They ain't working for the Arab under pressure, paying off their grandfather's debt, that type of nonsense. So we're talking outcomes and outcomes with children. That's one way to look at that. I'll wrap it up by saying, hey, look, everybody wants to come here now, but it's so funny. Now they're proud. Now that the Black people have done all the work, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, so on and so forth. Now everybody want to come here. So if we're talking outcomes, I think it's real evident throughout history. Ain't no Martin Luther King in Africa, I don't think. Where's the Martin Luther King for Haiti? Hold on, there got to be a Martin Luther King for Grenada. No, nothing. So those nice British people provided those folks a way to live nice. So it ain't really that they created no outcome. So at the end of the day, so far, we have the better outcome outside of England. We have the better outcome. So I concede my time.
All right. What do you have left, Brother LAR?
Yeah, that's the 2 5 minutes.
What do you have left? Okay.
I want to ask this question before PREME.
Yo.
You comfortable with your rebuttal now? Because I asked.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He excited.
5 minutes. Give him 5 minutes on the clock, timekeeper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I stated this after you did your rebuttal, so I feel like it's unfair to not let you have a rebuttal in this way.
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
All right.
You sure?
All right, you ready? Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, it's on you.
So now again, first and foremost, I mean, I appreciate what you guys are trying to go in and get going here, but first and foremost and last most, I'm gonna stay true to who and what I am. Right. So if I believe a certain thing, if I believe a certain thing of how people get better outcomes, I'm gonna be true to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not from that just to appease anything. So, but thanks to Mr. Research for his last statement, because now he's giving me something to go ahead and work with. I mean, it's proven that immigrants do have better outcomes here in America. Let's just say Black immigrants, people from Africa. It's proven. The stats show that they have better outcomes here in America when they come over here to America. Why is that? They have access to the same opportunities as native-born and ADOS Americans. Why is that? The monkey shit that is being said recently is because, well, they didn't go through 400 years of slavery. Well, neither did the motherfucker who's sleeping on the outcomes or who's sleeping on the opportunities that are here. It's just that they see all the opportunities here. They come over here, they exploit it, and they have better outcomes. Now, Mr. Research made a statement as far as, I don't know where he's going with the whole Arab thing, beating over Africans. I'm not sure when the last time he was in Africa or Liberia. I was born there. Never been chased by guns by Arabs. We've been chased by guns by other Africans who've been held at gunpoint. Remember who was held at gunpoint in our house? You know what I'm saying? 2 times, I remember that. I went to school with Arabs, but this whole thing about Arabs chasing and running down Africans, I'm sure it happens in Africa, but it didn't happen anywhere that I'm from, or most of the Africans that I'm familiar with. But it makes for a good story, So I understand why people. I don't know why they bring that up, but I'm sure it happens in Libya, another place, Liberia, I'm familiar with. But over here, stateside, and it's not, again, we're talking about Black Africans. Yeah, I mean, the data proves that not only do Black Africans excel over Black Americans when it comes to academically, when they have access to the same opportunities, but they excel over any other immigrant group here in this country, period, including the Asians. That's a fact, you know. And I'm not saying that as an elitist, but that's just what the data, shows out. And it's very tough, and it is impossible for a rational-minded person to accept any excuse that the American Negro is going to put out there as to why other Black folks, blue Black folks, that can barely even speak English, come over here and in one generation surpass 3 or 4, 5 generations of ADOS or native-born Americans that are here. That is the great mystery of our time. But again, what they resorted to nowadays is to tie it to some psychological 400 years of slavery monkey shit. Well, again, excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. And if that's the coup de jour of the day, fuck it, so be it. And I'll go ahead and concede my time on that.
Thank you.
I want to dive right in.
This
Brother,
this is a
research you up.
debate.
I want to dive right in. Well, isn't it great, the
5 minutes.
monkey shit, and I'm just talking about the topic, the monkey shit was live and good when the German Shepherds were here, but what was happening to the Africans? Oh, no, we're not going to come over now. We're not going to come over now. So I hear the pride, but where was the pride when they had ample time to use that passport and come on over when everything was wild? Well, a few did. Because see, what you really hear in that discussion is y'all was going through a lot. So until y'all fixed it for us to come and have an opportunity, keyword opportunity, until y'all created a better outcome for us to see, we didn't want to come over while everything was crazy. We didn't want to do that. We saw what was happening. The British people told us immigrants that you guys were the problems. Well, when we got here, we finally realized, yeah, white people are the problem. But you natives made it so safe for us. We don't know what it's like to get bit by a German Shepherd. We don't know what it's like to get hit over the head. We don't know what fight the power feels like or even mean, because you natives made it safe for us. Now we can come over, beat our chest, and say how easy it is for us to come up. Now I'm talking about the argument. I'm not talking about the people. I'm just talking about the argument. The argument has no validity, because if what they were saying were really true, pride, where were they 1980? Scared to get on those planes. Where were they 1986? Afraid to get on those planes. You didn't see none of them over here. Well, you saw a few. Let me take that back. You did see a few. But you didn't see how they come now that it's safe. See, everywhere immigrants go that I've been, they always wait until it's safe, until somebody else does the hard work. So yeah, it is true they're able to come over opportunities, because guess what? If we're both Nigerian, then all I got to do the minute I get off the plane is go to the Nigerian restaurant, meet up some Nigerians, and they'll tell me where everything's at and where my come up can happen. See, that's the real deal. It's like, well, where has the African went in Russia, in England, in any place where he's made stuff easier for other Black folks? No, he's made stuff easier for people from his particular flag. That's why it gets real disingenuous. We don't have that as natives, but yet we get held to that same standard from the immigrant talking point. Then when we pull it out and say, hey, look, your talking point is not the same as my talking point. I don't have the flag that you have and the ability, oh man, you playing both sides. Well, which one is the cop out? I want y'all to be proud, but don't be proud at the expense of the people who made it easy for you. And you, as the immigrants, do nothing to make it easier for other people with black skin. Let's go to hiring. You got Africans that don't even like hiring the natives who made it easy for them to come here and do this stuff. When natives first started coming, we wasn't talking about, oh, you can't use the Negro College Fund. No, you got black skin. Come on, man. Become a doctor, whatever you need. Now, all of a sudden, I'm gonna beat on my chest and say I did it all by myself. I stood on the natives, but I'm gonna beat it by myself. When it goes back to the Arab thing, what I said was the people in Libya, as an example. When I spoke about Liberia, and I know there's another person in the chat room that's from Liberia. When I said Liberia, I said when the African Americans came over to establish Liberia. See, there's another outcome. Because see, most of our Liberian brothers, and hopefully PREME speaks to this with some honesty, they don't want to acknowledge wasn't nothing really crap happening over there until the brothers came over there and helped out.
1 minute.
So here we come again to the outcomes. We got help from the brothers to establish and get some respectability as Liberians, but we keep forgetting to mention those brothers. Matter of fact, can any Liberian remember a name of one of the natives who came to help them? Oh, no, it don't matter because we done stepped on their back and walked past them. That's my conceded time.
Brother PREME, you up?
Yeah.
Hold on, PREME.
The brother has.
Give you 15 seconds and then go.
This is just a topic. It ain't personal. It's just a topic.
The reason I keep saying the 15 seconds. Yeah, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it.
All right. So look, man. The brother has, why didn't the blacks, the Africans get on the planes in the 1980s or whatever? I mean, did he forget about apartheid? And where would he rather be? Would he rather be in the U.S. in the 1980s, or would he rather be in South Africa in the 1980s? You guys even had a song down here called Sun City. Shout out to all the artists that made that song. I want to get Sun City. Bruce Springsteen, Michael Jackson, all that shit. So I mean, listen. No one discounts what happened over here. I've been over here since the '80s. But I mean, on your worst day, here in the United States of America as a black person, you ain't got shit on what goes on in Africa. I mean, 80s, 90s. I remember when did I leave? I left in '84. I mean, if you're driving down the street seeing people hacked, we call them chapias. Y'all call them, but seeing people literally hacked. I mean, I seen that shit as a kid. And the shit in the 90s happened in the 2000s. Whenever a civil war jumps off, shit gets lit over there. So this guy's talking about shit being safe and German shepherds. How about Leopold? How about motherfuckers getting their hands and the limbs being cut off? And that's just the one person that people know about. Now, I don't want to make this a fucking Encyclopedia Britannica debate to go there. But again, because nobody's discounting what happened over here, but are we forgetting the shit that happens over there? That again, not just by the white man, the fucking civil war, the fucking warlords. You know what I'm saying? The shit that happens to children over there. So yeah, albeit shit got fucked up over here, bro. But don't make it seem as if this was fucking the worst place to be. The Africans. Listen, we motherfuckers would have came over here on your worst day during the worst Jim Crow time compared to what was going on over there. Okay, so I don't know about that argument, but it is what it is. But it's fucking laughable too. I mean, it really, really is. It's laughable too. Just like it's laughable for modern day American Negroes who equate their struggles with the struggles of black folks. American Negroes that actually went through, Jim Crow, that actually lived in the goddamn South, that actually dealt with real white supremacy. That the shit that they have to deal with today, they calling this shit white supremacy. And they're calling this shit racism. That's a fucking disgrace to the elders who actually had to experience that shit. But all it is, look, it's a cowardly fucking excuse. It's an excuse not to do shit. It's an excuse not to fucking compete. Not against just blacks, just against anybody. It's just an excuse to take advantage of the fucking opportunities. And that's why motherfuckers will fucking swim across the Rio Grande River. They will sell their bodies. They will do whatever the fuck they got to do to get over here. To take advantage of the opportunities that the American Negro just leaves on the fucking table. And I don't fucking blame them. And I can see my time with that.
Brother Q, you up?
Wait. So let me understand. Where are the hotels in Liberia?
Hold on. No.
I'm sorry.
No. What is the X? We had the 2 7s, the two
Yes,
2
we're doing
5.
5 minutes.
Right.
We're doing 5-minute rounds now.
So
it's all 5-minute rounds from here on in. It's all 5 minutes.
Okay.
Back and forth, 5 minutes each person, each debater.
All right.
Unless the opponent concedes his time, then we'll take that time and give it to his opponent.
So
like if you have a minute left over or 2 left over, he say he concedes his time to his opponent, we give it to the opponent. If they just conceding the time, we give them 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
can only
saying.
get the you can only get the time if your opponent is willing to give it to you. If he wants to throw it away, it's his time. Throw it away.
You got 30 seconds till you go, Mr. Research. The reason I'm asking, because the way you set it up, 7-7-5-5-5-5. But when was the other round coming? After how many 5 minutes?
Oh, that we usually do. We'll probably do this for another 15 minutes, and then we'll go to rapid fire.
Okay.
All right. We do
Mr. Research.
We do these. This is how we do it. We do 7s, then we do 5s, then we take a break. We do rapid fire, then we do closing arguments.
All right. You on in 5 seconds. 4,
right.
3, 2, 1. You got it, Q.
So my opponent talks about native. See, here's the argument that people like to say: what natives haven't done, how easy for it. So let's look at this. Over in Liberia, can anybody point to the luxury resorts that are built over there? Can anybody point to some of the hotels that the brothers over there have built? You know what? I'm not gonna pick on them. Let's go over here to Nigeria. Well, they've created some stuff. Well, let's go over here to Ghana. Well, they created some stuff. Well, let's go to Cameroon. Well, they ain't created nothing. Let's go to Chad. Man, y'all ain't created nothing. So the point that was said earlier has no substance, because everything relies on, hey, natives, here's what we don't like, here how easy it is to come and take over in y'all stuff. So when my opponent says on the best day, we would have came over here. Well, where were you? See, it's easy to say that, but where were you? Okay, on the best day, you could have came over here because look at all the infighting and everything that was going over in Africa. Thank you, opponent. I'm glad you gave me more weapons. How are we going to have outcomes when the African brothers are trying to kill anybody that progresses? You have to come over here where it's safe. You have to go over to England where you can breathe and go to sleep in peace. The women have to come over so they don't get raped. What, in the Congo, remember they rape women as a spiritual manhood elevation? Now, I'm not holding Liberia on that. I'm just saying, immigrants, when immigrants come to the native lands, they beat their chest like an achievement. And it's like, okay, so you guys are going to go back and go build those hotels and those luxury. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay right here and tell you natives how you're no good. And it's easy for us to come up everywhere we go. Oh, wow. You're not going to go back and do that? You're just going to tell us how we ain't really. Okay, I get it. So you notice the opponent didn't even mention the native savior that helped Liberia. Remember I threw that challenge out there? Opponent don't. I know he know who it is. I know he proud of it, but I just wanted to put that in there because it's like, well, what are we doing? See, it's like for the people in chat room too. You guys want natives to prove all this stuff while immigrants prove nothing. Nothing. You black on black on black in some of your countries, and you not building nothing without the Chinese help. I'm sorry. Without the British help. I apologize. So it's kind of weird when we talk about outcomes. Yeah, we got a lot of problems over here. But guess what? It seems like we love immigrants more than they love. What do they call? Well, what do some people call us? A kata, domesticated cat. But when you ask them what have they created, other than Nigeria and Ghana, we really don't have no examples. Oh wow. What about y'all, Haiti? What do y'all? Because I don't want to just bully up on Africa. What about y'all, Haiti? Dang, Grenada. What? It seems like everywhere the whole dream is let's get over here to the native land and tell them what they ain't been doing. And that's what I mean by safety. My opponent just proved it. It's safe over here. Ain't nobody over here killing at a high degree. Ain't nobody sicking hyenas on each other like they do in the Congo. I get it. But to say after 10 years of being over here saying how great, or being in Russia saying how great, or being in England, you would think those same people, chat room, would go back and build luxury stuff the way Nigeria and Ghana have. But instead, they're hiding out amongst the natives. I can see.
PREME, you go in 20.
Brother PREME, you up.
Did he say I go in 20 seconds?
Yeah, you 10, 9,
Okay.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On you.
I'm fucking confused. So if it's so safe over here, which it is, then why is Negro catching so many goddamn L's? Why are you not making the most out of the fucking opportunity? Why is it that immigrants come over here and they just leap past the native born? If it's so safe and so kosher and you made it that way, then why the fuck are you asleep at the goddamn wheel? The two things just don't add up. Another point is to the whole little shaping of the framing of the thing as far as the separation between native and this, like it's like two groups, like the natives and like the Africans or the people from the continent and the American Negro. I mean, I would, Africans can honestly say, who's your fucking daddy? Who's your daddy? For not the Africans, you wouldn't fucking be here. So you fucking lucked out, got over here, got access to the goddamn opportunities. Nobody's saying, I'm not gonna speak for every African, but I'm not saying you have to fucking do some shit for Africa. But nigga, you got out. And you pissing on the fucking opportunity? So now when the Africans come over here, they slap you over the goddamn face and get the fuck out of my goddamn way. Because I'm about to show you how the shit should be motherfucking done. So this ain't about what have you done or you need us to come over. No. It's who's your fucking daddy? Where did you come from? Okay? Where are you from? From us. And I'll concede on that because I know he's ready.
Yeah, that was hot. That was definitely
So
something to go back on.
Are you conceding? Are you conceding your time to him, or are you just getting rid of it?
Yes,
what
sir.
are you doing?
Sir, yes, sir. Conceding my time. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it moving. Yeah.
Okay, let's go then. 5 minutes,
right.
brother. Research you up.
So now we on the new thing of who raised you. Okay. All right. So I will understand that, but let me remix the game. Who raised you? And the safety thing hasn't been addressed. So, yeah, we came from our brothers, we came from our cousins, we came from our loved ones outside of here, whether you Caribbean or whether you anything. But here's the thing, man. Nobody gets around the fact that, you know what? He's right. He's right on the fact of we haven't done our part. But here's the funny thing. When we talk about black, I go back to my earlier statement. We wasn't trying to separate from our brothers. We was around here wearing African garbs, dashikis, all this other stuff. It was the immigrants who started attacking. Now, not the Caribbeans. I'm going to be fair to them. It was the Africans just attacking, insults. Other than the Nigerians I ran into who was polite and trying to tell me about culture, all the other ones who was like, felt some type of way. Yeah, I mean, you even have some people who come from Africa to this day, and they pretend to be more anti-black than they are black. So yeah, I'm confused also because as natives, yeah, ain't nothing perfect here. We have flaws. We have several flaws we can point to, but I guess we're just getting to the point, especially as more celebrities move to Africa, for example. Now, all of a sudden, we've watched Nigeria create movie studios. We still waiting for Liberia to do that. Now we watching Ghana take a step toward creating its movie infrastructure. We just waiting for Cameroon. We just waiting for Chad. Shoot, we waiting for Ethiopia. Let's not keep them off the hook. They keep running. Oh my God, let me leave. Hey, wait a minute. Ain't that Kush? Ain't that Nubia? Why you running? Oh, I can't wait to get to America so I can talk crazy to these Americans. Oh, man. Okay, what part of the game is that? I got an Ethiopian guy that just bought a house 2 doors down. I had to correct him. He was talking so anti-ADOS black. I said, dude, hold on. Your auntie married a white guy. The guy helping you do this house is your uncle. He's not another Ethiopian. You're getting a lot of white assistance, sir. Come on, stop puffing your chest up. But yeah, it is a good thing that our brothers, because I don't want to miss anything that my opponent brought up. It is a good thing that our brother brought up the fact that the immigrant does come here and show us how it's done. Because respectfully, they were allowed to have their flag. I'm quite sure if me and the prophet realized that we was both Lebu or Ubu or Nubu, we be working together behind the scenes and bingo bango own half a block ourselves. But that was beaten out of us. They didn't want him to say Kunta Kinte. They wanted him to say Toby. And they wanted his son to be Chicken George. So it does take a while after all the Ronald Reagan dope stuff and all the Clinton NAFTA crap for us to come to a point where we can be like the immigrant once again, because we've been fighting for so long. But once again, I am glad people were able to run from their undeveloped country, because ain't like a bunch of new universities people are making over there. Matter of fact, I guarantee most Africans are going to run to India. Listen to my words on this broadcast. Most Africans are going to run to India universities because the guy that owns Google just built 2 universities there. And my point, they're going to run over there. This is the thing. As bad as natives are, and that is true that my opponent said, as much as we haven't got accomplished, we don't have the ability to just run away from our country like our immigrant brothers do. And I concede my time, LAR.
Okay. And you was gonna be done at 7 minutes anyway. I think PREME could respond to that because the way it happened,
Yeah,
I asked PREME to go back. So he's going
round, brother LAR. We're going to, because we started with PREME, so we're going to go PREME 5 minutes, then another 5 minutes for Mr. Research. We're going to take a little break for about 5-6 minutes, let everybody stretch their legs, and then we're going to go into the rapid fire round. All right.
Hold on. I might be wrong. The reason I said PREME was going to finish because I had to, when we split about the debate part, it was too nice. Q had went in first, and then he was able to respond. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, let's just PREME finish it, because that's how it kind of happened.
If that's okay with brother Research.
Oh yeah, anything to man. It's all about logic, and I want to hear from my opponent so I can learn how to address the next set of things.
Okay, let's get it. 5 minutes. You up, brother PREME?
Yeah, and again, I'm not just going to cross swords with someone just for cross the sword's sake. Me and Q have crossed swords, plenty of times, and I like crossing swords with guys who know how to do it the right way and don't resort to name calling and all the, not out of, not out of nonsense. But it has to be justified. So I mean, on this right here, I'm glad we got to a point to where we kind of don't see eye to eye on it. So to one of the things that he mentioned as far as the attacks and the insults, I think it's absolutely fucking justified. Because you got to call people out on their shit. It's like, how dare you? It's like, how dare you be somewhere? And it's funny, you say it's safe, but simultaneously you say that it's not safe. You say that you're being attacked or being killed on the streets, but then if you say it's safe, I don't fucking know. It doesn't fucking matter. People let's just get out here and fucking get it. But the attacks and the insults are fucking justified. It's like, how dare you be over here and you're still fucking bitching and moaning about something? You will find something to fucking bitch and moan about. Do you not know how bad it is at 95% of the rest of the goddamn world? And how fucking this is fucking utopia that motherfuckers are in. But it will still find a reason and excuse, to go ahead and complain about it or to find something wrong with it. So yeah, it pisses a motherfucker off. It will piss off an African, it will piss off a Russian, it will piss off a Mexican. I can't believe these lazy motherfuckers. What the fuck is going on? They got all this goddamn opportunity and they still fucking bitching and moaning with a hand out for some shit. There's so much fucking opportunity out here. So the insults are fucking justified. Because when you can't expect the people, I don't care if they're coming from Africa, from Europe, from Latin America, who know what real struggle is, modern day struggle, not motherfucking struggle, not textbook struggle. Okay, we ain't talking textbook struggle. We're talking experience struggle. Funny thing, I was at my business partner. He's Dominican, and he's always having get-togethers. And I was rapping with one of his buddies who was from like Bosnia, Croatia, wherever that place was that had the issues going on in the 90s. And I know it sounds similar to what I said earlier, but this is true shit. He said when he was young, the soldiers would come and pick him and the other boys up and drive them around, and they would pick up the legs and the arms of the dismembered soldiers out there and throw them in the back of trucks. That was what he grew up doing. So when his family was able to come over here. And he said when he came over here, he only knew how to say two words. I think it was like thank you and fuck you. And that was it. And he owns multiple rental properties. He owns commercial real estate, not completely fucking self-made. And him and I see fucking eye to eye. Now and we're not talking about black people. It's like, man, how can motherfuckers not take advantage of this shit? You're talking about people in Chad. You're talking about people in this. You're talking about, the Africans, over there and whatnot. I don't fucking know, man. Just focus on what's going on here and now. Focus on what you can do here and now. Because if you sleep on this opportunity, you can't begrudge the next man or the next woman who comes over here and decides to go ahead and take advantage of it. And that does circle back to standards. I think because you can tie standards to work ethic. So if someone's standard is insane, inhuman work ethic, then yeah, I would say when you have a people who are immediately removed from a struggle, just like the ADOS Black Americans were in the 50s and the 60s or prior to that, you see a lot. Yeah, you see a lot of good outcomes. Because they understand what it's like to have their backs against the wall, so that, so they will have higher standards or better standards because, what I'm saying, they understand what struggle is like. But again, now you got a lot of a little textbook folks that are we shall overcome, and they're just kind of riding the coattails of motherfuckers who actually went through shit and used to have an excuse for them to not do shit. I'm done.
All right.
All right.
Boy, somebody gonna need a drink.
30 seconds.
Well, that's going to end the opening statement and the rebuttal rounds up here. We're gonna take a short 5-minute break. You're listening to the Proper Thought Series right here on the TPOT YouTube page, and we got Mr. Research versus PREME and they are debating better standards, native blacks or immigrant blacks. If you want, you can hit that Cash App. It's $ capital TPOT Media. That's $ capital TPOT Media. If you're feeling generous, y'all know how we do it. We always take a little break about this time, play a little music, and then we're going to come right back. And when we come back, we're going into rapid fire. Rapid fire. There is no clock. The debaters actually get to go ahead and directly engage one-on-one. That's when it kind of heats up. So hold your horses, and I will see you folks on the other side of this here break. Be right back.
I hope that I say something that thoroughly unsettles you. That's what we're here for. Not proselytizing, not advertising. We're here to be unnerved. Maybe even for an instant unhoused. I cannot conceive of talking about any evil, any form of unjustified suffering, unnecessary social misery, any form of undeserved harm or unwarranted pain, without talking about the need for courage. What I love about Socrates is flat nose, pop belly, pop eyes, supposedly ugly in the public space of Athens, is that he went about trying to raise very painful questions. The queries that we rather not ask, but know we cannot sidestep or hold at arm's length. An unexamined life is not worth living. You all know that better than most at the University of Washington. Lead institutional higher learning fundamentally committed to the quest for true small T knowledge, small K. Plato, the Apology in line 38a says the unexamined life is not the life for the human being. The Malcolm X added on the corner of 125th Street and 7th Avenue. The examined life is painful. And who muster the courage to use and deploy their critical intellect? I didn't say intelligence, I said intellect. Richard Hofstadter's right in his classic Anti-Intellectualism in America, 1963. America praises intelligence, but fears intellect. It's a business civilization. It's a market-driven civilization. Who has time to wrestle with the frightening question? And of course, race, the vicious legacy of white supremacy, has been for so long a dogma in American history. We hit it hard in 1861. We hit it again in the 1960s. But for the most part, it's still one of those tacit assumptions and presuppositions we'd rather sidestep and hold at arm's length. Quest for self-knowledge. What kind of person are you and I really? What kind of community, what kind of nation are we really? Do we have the courage to look ourselves in the mirror candidly, critically, honestly, and acknowledge the underside, the night side of ourselves, the human predicament, American democracy, the world? William Butler Yeats is right when he says it takes more courage to dig deep into the abyss of one's own soul than it does for a soldier to fight on the battlefield. And you can't talk about race and race matters and diversity without wrestling with the legacy of white supremacy, in which it takes such tremendous courage to think critically about ourselves. That race is not some ghettoized peripheral issue. It has to do with the quality of person that we think we are, the quality of American society that we think we are, and in the end, the quality of the species, humanity as a whole. Now, I'm sure many students here at this grand university will never forget those moments in which you look closely at your assumptions and presuppositions and recognize that your worldview rests on pudding. That's one of the differences between education and credentialization. That's one of the differences between acknowledging change, transformation, metamorphosis as a result of critical thinking and critically engaging the underside of who you are, who you are, who you are, who you are, who you are.
And we are back. What's good, everybody? If you're just joining in, another debate, Hours of Power debate right here on the old TPOT YouTube page. And we got Mr. Research versus PREME, and they are debating who has the better standards, immigrant blacks or native blacks. What y'all think out there? What do y'all think? Who has the better standards? Don't tell me now. Wait till the debate is over. So we're going to get back into it. And now we're going to go into what we call the rapid fire rounds. Y'all already know what it is when it comes to rapid fire rounds. No timekeeper, no clock. We kind of let the brothers go ahead and have at it, directly engage. So whenever you brothers are ready, pull the trigger.
All right. So something we keep hearing over and over again is native, native, native. What are we doing in these immigrant countries? Yeah, okay, let's just all concede right here, right now. Natives got this situation where people can come in and leapfrog. But hold on, like I said earlier, initially when natives was coming in, we wasn't checking to see who was from Jamaica and who was from here and who was from there. We was just being cool and nice about it. Like, hey, let's help these people. They black. The Pan-African way. You know how people always saying Pan-African? But for some reason, some immigrants, I don't understand, they cool when they come here and they want to take advantage of the Pan-African thought process. But after it's no longer convenient for them, now it's like, y'all ain't got it together. Oh, okay, so you're saying ADOS should have kept ourselves only for us. And then we shouldn't have, every time one of our congressmen went up and said, you know what, don't send back those black boys from Haiti on that riverboat. We shouldn't have done that. That's what we're saying. Look at the chat room. Look at how some of our immigrant people are saying very disrespectful things about African America. Shout out to you natives for not doing it back to them, for just talking to them about logic. Hey, where are your universities and blah, blah, blah. You got natives in the chat room right now, and I quote, these people are no good. And, we don't do that type of stuff. So this is another reason why Pan-Africanism doesn't really work, because we can't get the outside people to stick to the Pan-Africanism thought process. They only stick to it when it's time for them to use what's built over here. But like I said, wait till India gets their stuff rocking and rolling. They're going to run over there too. Go ahead, sir.
I mean, Oprah had and again, I'm no fan of Oprah or no fan of this project that she did with building this school for girls back in Africa. But they asked her, it's like, Oprah, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you building this school for girls over there in Africa and not over here? She knew it. She understood it. She got it. She knew that if you put the resources there, that the people have the work ethic to make the most and the best out of the opportunity. So it's just about wherever you put them. If you just put the right environment and if you put the resources there, they're going to make the best out of it. So she put it out there and it was proven there. And that's why when they come over here to a land where there are resources and where there is opportunity, they make the best out of it. There's a monkey argument as far as, well, why don't they do the shit over there that they do over here? Well, it's about resources. And that's why the Africans look at their children, their spawn, you know what I'm saying, who are what you call ADOS or native folks, that you say, like, we're helping these Haitians, or we're helping these African immigrants. Again, who's your daddy? For not the African, you would not be here. Okay, and the African looks at the native like, you made it out. Now, a bunch of us went through some shit, died on some ships, got thrown overboard, didn't live, they didn't make it, but God damn it, the ones that survived had children, and you were the fucking legacy of those people, and you're in a time to where now you're not in shackles, to where you can make something out of opportunity, and you up here fucking goddamn tripping.
But you
So
don't. You said that 3 times. The thing is, when you guys come over, you come over to the safety of the African American community. Documented facts. When you guys come over, you come out and hang at the African American clubs. Documented facts. When you guys come over, you try to get part of the Negro College Fund pretending to be African American. Documented facts. To the Jewish community with all this pride.
And do 10 times better than the natives that are in those communities. I think it's a horseshit argument, but let me just go ahead and just buy into it. Yeah, let's say they come over here in the same environment, in the same communities that the natives bitch and moan about, and they get better fucking outcomes. Why the fuck is that? Explain that to me, Batman. Can you all hear me?
I explained it earlier. It's 2 reasons. Nobody can deny. 2 reasons. Even you can't deny. That's my opponent. Number 1, when you come here, majority of us have a Pan-African or / he black too concept. We didn't know most immigrants were very anti-black. We had no idea. We look at hey, these are our black brothers. Let's embrace them.
It's not anti-black. It's anti-sorry.
You know the reason. You wanted to know the reason. So I'm giving you the reason.
But it's not anti-black. It's anti-sorry. It's being a sorry ass.
Okay. Let's call it a sorry ass. It sounds Ku Klux Klan to us.
Oh shit.
But let's call it sorry ass.
It is what it is.
It could be better. I'm not gonna deny that. But when you got people who are opening their arms in love, and someone says, you guys are sorry ass, but I'm going to use your resources. You guys are sorry ass, but I'm going to hang in your neighborhood. You guys are sorry ass, but I'm going to be at your clubs and go to your...
Yeah.
You guys felt like that, we wouldn't open our arms.
Listen. So I mean, it feels a certain kind of way. Unless, again, I buy into the bullshit. The arms are open. So just figuratively picture this. You open your arms, say, come, brother, and you get slapped over the goddamn head and say, get the fuck out of my way. Because it's like, listen, what the fuck is your goddamn excuse? Ain't no welcome, brother shit. It's like, motherfucker, you've been over here for all this goddamn time, had this fucking opportunity, and you still bitching and moaning, ain't done shit with it? Nah, fuck the arms being open shit. Yeah, you deserve a slap over your goddamn head. Now get the fuck out my goddamn way.
And I'm glad
why I take this motherfucking opportunity.
I'm glad
that's the fucking opportunity. That's the fucking attitude. That's the reality. That's the attitude.
Said that because more natives need to hear that from the immigrant. More natives need to understand that all these 10, 20 years of fighting for Pan-Africanism is garbage because our immigrants are like,
who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? You're not fighting. Who's your daddy? For not the immigrant, you would not be over here. Who's your daddy?
Hey, our daddy is the same daddy that the immigrant has when he runs over here. When he runs over here, the Chinese push him out. Y'all, no.
Yeah. Then who is it?
No,
then who is it?
Not hardly.
Then who is it?
It's your British and Chinese backbone.
Oh, stop it.
That's who your daddy is. It's the British and Chinese backbone. Even right now, Chinese are helping y'all. Y'all wouldn't be able to even afford the plane ticket if it wasn't for the Chinese.
So now, let me just use another reason why. Okay, so like for instance, because this thing again, it boils down to.
I'm sorry. I just gotta ask a quick question. Where is the luxury hotel in Liberia.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it boils down to yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. It comes down to, again, you can't skip the fact as far as resources, opportunities, and access to opportunity. Okay, that's why when guys like the bunch of brothers that I know who are like in Colombia right now, it is extremely fucking hard to start a business because the just the system, the economy is just not there to support a thriving, viable business out there. But these guys, they can come over here in America in a free market, capitalist system, good economy, good consumer, and
Don't
a
overtalk
consumption
each
to
other.
take advantage of it. That's why everybody fucking comes over here.
But why?
Because there is so much opportunity over here. Because the resources are over here. The opportunities are over here. The access, the opportunities are over here. The Black American, the American Negro, admittedly, has been in this country longer than any other fucking group. Why the fuck are they still at the bottom? You've had the most chances, the most opportunity, the longest fucking time to nail this shit. And even after, okay, let's go through even after the change, after all that shit, what the fuck is this shit? You've been here the fucking longest. You should be the best. You've been here the fucking longest. You should be the best. Why aren't you?
I'm going to use the same argument. You've been out of your country for the longest. Why don't you own at least a movie theater?
We are the best over here. We are the best over here. We are the best over here. We are the best over here.
Have a hotel.
We are the best over here. Again, resources. Don't run
over here. Oh, okay,
what I said.
Here.
Don't run for what I exactly in America. That's why everybody runs over here because of the resources that are available, the opportunities, and the access to opportunities. It's just not for blacks. It's for anybody who's great. That's why you got people that will swim across the Rio Grande, people that will sell their bodies, will do anything to get over here. Black, white, green, orange. It's not just Africans, it's anybody. Because this is the land of fucking opportunity to the fucking world. And everybody gets it but the American Negro.
Okay, we heard
everybody fucking gets it. And yes, we are the best. Hold on, and let me just go and say this. Yes, the African is the best when it comes to, I forgot what to say, the number, they're like the number one immigrant group with the most advanced degrees, even over the fucking Asians or some shit like that. So yeah, but that's why the Asians come over here. That's why the Europeans come over here. That's why the Latinos come over here. That's why the Caribbeans come over here. That's why the Africans come over here. Because you can ask the same question to someone from Croatia. You can ask the same question to someone from fucking Vietnam. You can ask the same question to someone from Colombia. It's like, why aren't you doing over there what you can do over there? It's like, man, shit is fucked up over there, man. The system, corruption, this, that, or whatever. This is the fucking land of opportunity. And you niggas still talking about some shit that happened 100 years ago. Get the fuck over it. Move the fuck on.
So he talked about Vietnamese. They go back and build up their country. He talking about Ukraine. They go back and try to build up lower part of Russia. See, everybody but these black immigrants do exactly what my opponent is talking about. My opponent says, hey, it's all about the whole strength of my opponent's argument is what you natives ain't did. Okay, you got Africans that been here for 5, 10, double decades. You ain't went back and opened a movie theater. Documented facts. So what are we talking about?
Okay. So listen. I'm not.
Is what natives ain't done. That's the whole argument. I'm finna give you the microphone and let you go back again to what natives ain't done instead of talking about immigrants and what they did.
Look, again, if we counting dollars here, and I don't want to do a counting dollars argument because that shit is like it really is.
You can't because y'all got all the gold and all the diamonds, but you keep saying we need opportunity.
The reason why is because it really is pointless
Because y'all got all the gold, all the diamonds, all the oil, all the land, but you still say we are the opportunity. You guys got opportunity over America 15 million times over. But guess what? That Arab man is making y'all run out of your land. So you come over here and y'all flap these rooster feathers and start crowing at 5 in the morning. Go back and be an eagle in your own land.
Okay, now again, if we're talking about counting money, if we're counting money, and again, I'm not going to do a counting money argument debate because honestly, it really is beneath me. But all you got to do then is just search the wealthiest blacks on the face of the goddamn planet. Africans own that. We own it.
True.
Who are the wealthiest blacks? Okay, exactly. So I mean, there is. So what are we talking about? We're talking numbers.
We're talking
Africans
about
are
you guys are the wealthiest.
Yeah, and we beat any fucking American ass as far as
Okay, you guys are
so there it is. So what the fuck is a goddamn argument? What
argument
oil is
three of your wealthiest
what oil is the American Negro exported? None. Stop it. Listen, you cannot win the damn numbers game with that, and that's not even a debate that I'm gonna have. It's not worthy of me. I'll be honest with you. It's not worthy of me. Just go ahead and Google it and look it up at the wealthiest billionaire planet. We Africans run that shit. Okay, so cool. I'll go and leave it there. Let's move on to something else. Okay, because I'm not having a.
You guys Google what he says, and you're gonna see some Indian faces. Some guys who have come over, 3 of them I know at least, guys who have come over, pushed these Africans out of the way, as he said, and now had some babies on African soil, and now they're
excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So I mean, what do we talk about?
Hold on, don't interrupt each other. Just hold on.
If you're gonna move the goalposts, I mean, just throw the shit out the goddamn window. Let's move on to another topic, man. Again, this money conversation is fucking beneath me. I didn't come here for fucking that, man. Because I mean, it's not about. I mean, it's already fucking docking it up. It's right there. Look it up.
If we don't move off money, then you got to stop saying opportunity. If we're going to move off money, then you got to stop bringing up opportunities, because opportunities equals money.
Okay, no. The focus of this is about standards. So we talk about standards. The common person, the average Joe. But you want to take it to, well, we run shit. We up your building. It's like, oh, stop. No. If we're counting dollars, it's like a distant fucking second. If we're counting dollars at that level, let's just keep this down to what the show was about as far as culture, standards for the average person and the class and the group of people. We're gonna talk about the fucking oligarchs, the Oprahs, the Bob Johnsons, the Akio Dangote, and all the other Africans and how wealthy they are. I don't want to have that fucking conversation, man. I don't want to talk about.
Here's the thing, though. I can respect that.
I didn't come here to fucking talk about billionaires.
Hold on. Just pause for a second. It's getting heated.
Hello?
It's a debate. Yeah, I'm here. Just pause for a second.
Okay, I just heard somebody breathe.
It's a debate.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we don't mind getting a little heated. We don't mind it getting a little heated. Just,
I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, too. I mean, I don't mind it getting a little heated. But I mean, I'm not gonna do a back and forth, tabloid type thing about billionaires.
That's not why I was saying pause. I was saying pause because
why? We're talking about a group. Africans, immigrants, and the group as a whole. I don't want to talk about fucking elites. I'm not here to fucking, make a gossip about, he's Indian born with a white and he married an Asian over here. And, Bob Johnson and, Robert Smith has a white wife. Not tonight, not here. I'm honored to be here, brother. That's some shit that I talk about on many other panels. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored that you invited me. So,
Absolutely.
and that's why.
In this round, in the rapid fire round, I mean, this is the round where you get to engage. There's no time limit. You can say what you want. All that.
Cool.
So,
no
problem. I mean, we got quite a few minutes to go. So, I mean, feel free to let it go.
Yeah. Hold on. PREME, can you hear me? I'm sorry. PREME, can you hear me? No. Preem, you can't hear me, huh?
Am I cutting out? Let me see.
Yeah, I
testing.
don't think he can hear you.
Can you hear me, Preem?
While he getting his audio
I
together,
heard you.
You might have to go out and come back in.
I'm coming. I got you.
Okay.
You might have to go out and come back in.
Tell Preem you talking to me, not him.
while he getting the audio
Too-
together, let
too
me say
late.
this. While he getting the audio together, let me say this. I'm proud of our immigrant brothers. But golly, sometimes, man, they do this thing where they don't realize the Chinese are over there impregnating your women. The Indians are over there taking over. So when we talk about standards, it's hard for us natives to understand that because that's not part of our dynamic.
80% of your fucking kids are born out of fucking wedlock. You want to talk to someone about children, about
by
families?
black people, not by Chinese, not by Arabs.
You are mass producing an alphabet fucking community. Mass producing.
Southern Africa's doing
Stop it. So you want to talk about kids and families and structure? Man, physician, heal thyself. Heal thyself. You got big problems. Okay? Huge problems. The future of your community is a bunch of doggone Jussie Smolletts and Zanyas and females. That's it. That's why you have the SYSVM movement. That's why you have brothers that are exiting stage left. This shit is like fucking fucking survival. One of the best ways that I can metaphorically say that, I know we don't want to go down this doggone road, but it's kind of like everybody's seen the episode of Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, where the colony is under fucking attack, and the motherfuckers have found a planet that has the right type of atmosphere to where they can survive, grow some plants, and they're getting the goddamn escape pods and they're getting off the motherfucking planet because they know the shit is fucking done. That's what the smart American Negro is doing now. This SYSBM thing, to the fucking dumbasses, they think it's a female thing. To the fucking ignorant motherfuckers, they think it's like a 2-3 year plan. I was saying this shit on Obsidian 2 years ago. This shit is a 100-year motherfucking plan. Okay? Motherfuckers are getting escape pods, escape hatches, the smart ones, getting the fuck out of this fucked up ass backwards community and culture. They realize they would go somewhere else, create their own tribes, and come back after the fucking ashes are fucking smoldered out and rebuild them. That's what the smart Negro is gonna motherfucking do. The rest of these clowns think that this shit right here is fucking salvageable. It's not. It's not. Because soon as you guys finish mass producing all these Jussie Smolletts and Zanyus and these fucking and ran by in this goddamn matriarchy, them fucking barbarians gonna come and kick down that goddamn gate, and who are you gonna have as your fucking defense force? Who? Nobody. This shit is unsustainable. It's unattainable. It's done. So miss me with the looking out. You got big problems to fucking. Matter of fact, the problem can't be motherfucking fixed. That's why niggas need to get in the goddamn escape pods and get the fuck out of goddamn Dodge if they're smart, and let this shit fucking burn. It's done. The community is fucking done.
So for everybody in the chat room, I just put some news articles from Africa written by dark-skinned African people. One of the articles called Unwanted Babies, how babies are being born by Chinese people who are fleeing Africa. What do you say to that, Preem?
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen that. Yeah. So and that's why that actually agrees to one of my points. So when I hear these Negroes talk about, and we're not gonna, I know it's rapid fire or whatever, but I'm not gonna say the name of the channel.
But we're talking about standards of the immigrant. We're talking about standards of the immigrant.
Exactly. That's why when you have these channels in the Black manosphere talk about how great China is and how advanced China is, and what China is, and what China is doing in Africa, but you don't hear them talking about that shit. I acknowledge that shit. I acknowledge that right there. I acknowledge that right there. Why is the American Negro in the Black manosphere telling other Negroes how great China is and the great things China is doing in Africa and not bringing that up? I know that information. I gave that information to them Negroes and said, stop talking about the great things China is doing in Africa. China's out there exploiting shit just like the white man is. China is no savior of the African Negro. I said that. But they continue to brainwash these people in the manosphere, tell them that China is going to do all these advanced things and no, China's going to fuck over Africa just like everybody else did. Period. Or even fucking worse. Look at what they're doing to their own people right now over there. Have you seen the videos? But they ain't saying nothing about that. You see, they don't have any shows talking about that coronavirus, how they're fucking dragging people out of cars, hitting them with fucking syringes to pass them out. How motherfuckers are dying in the fucking homes and shit like that. They aren't speaking about that.
Let me borrow the mic for a minute.
Get off of China's dick.
I agree that we natives could be doing so much more and people come here in advance. But I know there's a little African boy stuck in Africa, wishing that his African brothers would come back to Africa and create a hospital where he can work at, create some type of infrastructure. I know there's an African boy wishing that the African immigrant or any immigrant would come back to the home country and put some of those American dollars that they killing it in America, to quote my opponent. Mm-hmm. But instead, those immigrants stay in Pleasure America and forget all about that little immigrant boy. Where all the diamonds are, where all the oil is, where all the gold at.
Corruption.
For some reason, the immigrant said, I'm not going to go back and claim none of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is corrupt as fuck. It is corrupt as fuck. Go there and try that shit to your peril. You will get a bullet in your goddamn head, period. Now, if you're willing to die and ready to die for it, and you can find some other motherfuckers that are ready to die, let's go ahead and fix the goddamn shit. But not a lot of motherfuckers ain't ready to fucking die for it. Or willing to go ahead and do that. And then you have to understand, a lot of these governments a lot of these corrupt governments, corrupt ass motherfucking Africans, are propped up by the Europeans, by the Asians, by the Americans. It's a fucked up ass place. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. Period. That's why motherfuckers are willing to do anything to get out that shit. And when they actually get somewhere to where there is opportunity, they motherfucking make the motherfuckers that have been here for the longest look like some fucking bums. Because they are. Because they've been on some bum ass shit.
You know what? Like I said, I agree with the things about natives, but I just want to speak about the immigrant thing. I saw some stuff with Morocco, how the Arabs have taken over what used to be North African land, and how they telling these dark-skinned North Africans, you can't even talk to a woman in public without our Arab permission. I really wish the immigrants would go back to North Africa.
Yeah. Really I mean, so then, how do you feel? How do you feel?
Natives, what they not doing right.
How do you feel? So then you must have felt really, really bad when you saw what the Arabs were doing to the Africans in Libya, right? And that shit just fell out the goddamn sky. Just happened overnight, right?
No, it didn't happen overnight, but the immigrants are doing nothing about it.
Hold on. Tell the people in the audience, since you're doing such an impeccable job of educating them, how and why that shit got so fucked up in Libya. Since that is our most present and clear example. Libya is fucked up. Arabs are selling Africans there on the motherfucking street. It is fucked up. How did that happen, Q? Did that just fall out the goddamn sky? How did that happen?
No. Two things. French war made it happen in Morocco. So yeah, outsiders, like I said. And then Hillary Clinton screwed it up for Libya.
We saw he died or some shit. Yeah. But Q. Oh, but it's not about putting the whole context. It's not about putting the whole thing in context. It's about saying where are the blacks stopping that shit right there?
Okay, I'm finna tell you. You yourself said all these African leaders got all these millions of dollars. So chat room, can somebody ask PREME why those African leaders are not rebuilding if PREME himself said they got all this money?
Okay. Yeah, again, to the ignorant masses, It's just that simple. It's just like that. That's how it works.
You the one that brought
Right.
them up as far as the standard is concerned. So if the
There's just I mean because you don't have to give the Negro context. You just have to give the Negro talking. You don't have to give him context. You have to say, hey man, this shit in Libya, all we need is money.
Oh, look. Here's the thing you're not doing that's fair.
You don't have to give him nuance. You don't have to give him nuance. You don't have to give him dynamics. You just have to give him talking points. That's all you have to give the Negro.
You don't give them dynamics. When you criticize natives, you don't give them dynamics. You stick to one message.
Oh no! Tell me why. Okay, tell me why. Okay. I say, and I've said time and time again. Tell me why. Why is that? Because there is no reason why. There is no way to go ahead and explain it. I'll wait. You have people who come here, get the same access to the same opportunities, who are in a worse position, and they can get better outcomes. Please explain why. Give me context. Give me nuance. Give me a reason why.
Wait, hold on. Running. Let's just cut to the chase. Running is not the native way. We sit here and deal with it and suffer through it. We don't have a place to.
Dealing with what? What are you dealing with?
We don't run.
What do you? Okay. Again, tell me why. Give me the context. The same thing that you blame me of. The show is about standards. Tell me why. Tell me what.
I'm talking about the topic. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the topic. The topic of immigrants not sticking to their own infrastructure, but criticizing the infrastructure of a place.
Not sticking to their own infrastructure. I don't understand that. What do you mean?
You mean you don't understand that? Infrastructure, meaning that once you make money somewhere else, just like the Vietnamese people you mentioned, they go back to Vietnam and take some of that American money and restructure their situation.
Listen, look, stop. Again, me personally, you can miss me with that shit right there. It ain't none of my motherfucking business what another motherfucker does with their goddamn brain.
Argument to say that,
but it's not none of my business what another motherfucker does with his goddamn brain. Just like it's none of my business how someone pisses out motherfucking opportunity. That right there.
Natives business. You say that, but then with the natives, you take off that protection.
How so? How?
Because when it comes to the immigrants, you want certain dynamics of the conversation.
What are you talking? You're babbling now, bro. No, don't babble. I said it's none of my business what another motherfucker does with their money, how they motherfucking earn it. You went through this whole tirade on Kobe Bryant. Again, when I'm making this personal, when you mentioned about Kobe Bryant's money isn't going to the black community, that ain't nobody's fucking business. That's his fucking bread. He has no obligation. He has no obligation for his millions of dollars to go to the black community. If his millions of dollars or hundreds of millions gets willed to his Latino wife, and she wants to send that shit back to motherfucking El Paso, God damn it, that's her bread. Then that man earned it. He has so just like the African who makes them billions of dollars, that's his motherfucking money. If he chooses to motherfucking do with his money what he wants, if he wants to build a school in America, if he wants to build a school in Cambodia, that's his motherfucking bread. I ain't no Hotep nigga. I ain't calling you a nigga. I'm saying I'm not a Hotep nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Pan-African. That's his money.
If it wasn't for the Nigerians and the Ghanaians, Africa would not have no victories. Period.
Victories? Victories for what?
Standards. They're the ones that are keeping the Arabs at bay because everybody else is running.
Man, you are stuck on this Arab shit like nobody's business. God bless you. You can have it. You can have it. Listen, man. I'm saying focus. I mean, again, I don't give a damn what. Honestly,
I don't go by your rules. How do you want me to have a conversation?
I mean, no. I'm saying I'm laughing at it. I'm saying, go there. I'm laughing at it. But I'm just saying it's funny to me You are stuck on these Arabs like nobody's fucking business.
Because it's part of standards. It's part of
standards. How so?
Hey, look, let's take the immigrants off for a minute. Let's just take the immigrants off for a minute.
Okay.
Serious biz.
Okay.
I'm gonna use something cartoonish just so everybody can be at ease. If Papa Smurf sit up here and start telling Smurfette how she should be doing something, and Smurfette says, even though we're both Smurfs, Papa Smurf, you don't live my Smurfette life. Well, what are you talking about? You a Smurf just like I am. No, I'm not. Gargamel created me.
You lied.
No, let me finish. Gargamel created me.
You lied.
So I got a totally different thing that I'm dealing with the rest of you naturally born.
You lied.
But what you're going to say is, no, Smurfette has to have the same standards, but when it's to your convenience, you want to use something different. So it's
show me, because you cannot. That's such bullshit. Show me the motherfucking African, or the group of African, or the movement by Africans, Native Africans here in America that are trying to convince the American Negro what to do, how to do, and what to do. No, we just call shit out. We're too busy snatching and fucking grabbing. Okay? No, stop. Let me go ahead and rebuttal what you just said, because it is utter bullshit. There is no African, no groups of Africans over here trying to motherfucking lecture the American Negro on what to do, how to do. Fuck that bullshit. That's a waste of fucking time. We're too busy grabbing shit and snatching shit. That's a piss in the fucking wind. Ain't nobody got time for that. There ain't no motherfucking Papa Smurf lecturing a Smurfette to your metaphor. There ain't no motherfucking Africans trying to lecture the American Negro on what to do and what not to do. That's a waste of fucking time. Are you fucking kidding me? That shit is fucking ridiculous. Show it to me. Show me the Africans that are taking up their time and their effort to try to convince the American Negro on what to do and how to do it. They're not. They're too busy taking advantage of the opportunity and seizing of the motherfucking moment. Period. Full stop. So what you just said was horse shit, bro.
Hold on. We're gonna go 10 more minutes. Give them 10 minutes on the clock, timekeeper, and then we're gonna go to closing arguments. Go ahead, carry on.
Do y'all want me to ask some double entendre questions so y'all don't have to go back and forth right now?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, feel free to ask some questions, brother.
Okay.
LAR, if you want to.
Same question for both of y'all. Whoever goes first, that's your choice.
Mr. Research, you got it.
Okay. How would Native blacks be successful without immigrants blacks, or would immigrant blacks be successful without Native blacks?
Native blacks are on their way to the success that they should have been allowed long ago, before Bill Clinton started locking them up in masses. So it doesn't really matter if immigrants are here. But where we fooled ourselves is that we thought the Pan-Africanism thing was real. We thought immigrant blacks were honorable and thinking black like us. We did not realize that we should have never assisted the immigrant blacks in any regard, legislation or anything, because for many, not all of the immigrant blacks, they look at us as if we are not taking the opportunities and what have you, when in actuality, we have been sharing it with many of them the minute they get over here. But we should have never done that. So the answer to the question is, it doesn't matter whether they're here anymore. Everybody opens their eyes to realize that, hey, they look at us the way they look at us. So we have to stop helping them in any regard.
Preem, do I need to ask it again, or are we good? Preem, ask Preem can hear me.
Oh yeah. Would you mind asking again, please? I was muted.
No. I was. Did you remember the question, or I had to repeat it?
Could you repeat it, please?
Okay. Will Native blacks be successful without immigrant blacks, or will immigrant blacks be more successful without Native blacks?
Would Native blacks be successful without immigrant blacks? I don't think immigrant blacks have shit to do with the success or failures of Native blacks. If anything, I think it's a byproduct of immigrant blacks, taking advantage of the opportunities. So they account for more of the success of blacks than native blacks. But I don't think it's like they're like directly. Again, they're not wasting the fucking time, bro. They're not wasting the fucking time on the fucking group. Just like the white man isn't really wasting his time on the group as well. Like he doesn't have an agenda, for or against it. Native blacks, African blacks, or Africans, don't have an agenda for or against. We're fucking indifferent to it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think the impact on the American black is just a byproduct, of them, not, again, taking advantage of the opportunities or winning, and would African blacks be successful for it not, Native Americans? Again, they don't have anything to fucking do with it. They just happen to be, in the same place, at the same time as another group of blacks that are taking advantage of more opportunities than they are. Again, I think it's a byproduct. It's not directly related. It's an indirect result or outcome.
I got you. So I'm gonna do it this way. Hold on.
Let me finite my answer also. And furthermore, LAR, I think African Americans need to kick out non-African American, non-ADOS people out of our HBCUs, because as the immigrants tell it, they can do it on their own. They don't need to mix with us. So we need to start at the application level, denying immigrants who say they can do all these advances. And once again, like my earlier statement, stop helping the immigrants.
HCBU, bruh. I mean, do you think that? And listen, no disrespect, but do you think like it's like the pinnacle to get an acceptance letter to like East Tennessee Appalachian Technical College State? I mean, is that a thing in 2020? Is that really like a thing? Is that what you're trying to expel, the Africans from? An acceptance letter to East Tennessee Appalachian Technical State College or some shit? Really? Are you fucking serious?
Hold on. Let me reverse this. Because this is going to get interesting. I got to ask this question. It's the same question, but in a different way to both of y'all. So, PREME, this is the question. What can or what did immigrants do what successes and standards of natives did immigrants use to become successful here? Or what can they do? Let's put it like that.
I'm lost. What? I mean, we are successful here, very successful.
No. Okay, what things have immigrants?
Explain the system.
What things did immigrants do that they're successful at in America that they learned from Native Americans, but the Native blacks?
I don't know. I had to think about that. What that they're successful at that they learned from Native blacks. I mean, you can talk about something of significance. That's a tough one. Maybe I would say just how to game the system. you know, but you know, like, you know, you hear stories of like Jews, that would be like in like New York, and they figure out a way to game the system and get free this and get free that, so just to game the system, for a time being until you can get on your feet and game it as long as you can, that, but I don't really count that. I mean, that's not my thing. I'm not an advocate for that. But that's the only thing that comes to mind. And I don't want to take up too much time to try to rack my brain for a decent answer for you. That's just the best I got right now.
Okay, Q. Would have native blacks actually learned to become more successful from immigrant blacks?
What have natives learned? Grouping. Now, I will give immigrant blacks their especially Nigerians. I never really see too many of the others. Maybe Haitians, maybe Trinis, maybe Jamaicans, but grouping is really the thing. And this is why I said that Americans need their own, African Americans need their own separate flag with their own separate flag identity. One of the great things that immigrants are able to do is go, and this is why I call the restaurant hustle. They go to any state and they look for their flag. They go to Montana tomorrow and they type in Lagos restaurant, and they don't care if it's 20, 30 miles away. They go there and connect with their people, and their people talk their language to them and put them on game about the region. Everybody does that. Asians do it. I used to hang out with friends who were friends of Boris Kojo. They do it, whether they Black German, Latin German, Asian German. They all act like Germans. They go look for the strudel and they meet up and start talking. So that's the one thing natives do not have, is that flag culture. It helps immigrants greatly.
You see, and
hold on. Oh, well, go ahead, because he rebutted you last time, so my bad.
yeah, and that right there goes to, at least speaking for me, in the difference in mindset. Because as he was talking, I was shaking my head like, oh my fucking goodness. Waiting on a hero. I need a hero. Waiting for a flag to come out the goddamn sky. The way how my mind works is, motherfucker, I'm gonna make my own goddamn flag based on my principles, my values, my moral. Start as one. Find a cooperative female. Get her to start, to be number two. Raise a family, and then we're gonna start a goddamn tribe. I mean, how many tribes were in Africa? That's a whole tribe concept. Make the shit start with fucking you. So whatever you believe in, whatever you have, whatever it's good enough for you, whatever your personal constitution is, make your own goddamn flag and build your own nation starting with you. That's what a man does. Okay? So even okay, I know you want to kick something else in, but go ahead.
No, because what I'm about to say, because I know he's like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna say this last one. It's gonna be a doozy, dog. I'm gonna tell you this right now, because you brought this one up earlier about we Africans are our daddy. So this is gonna be the question for both of y'all. This is gonna be best up. Have immigrants been a better daddy, or have natives been a better son?
Look, we are just now going back to see Daddy, but Daddy has always been at the son's apartment.
PREME, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, I was like, I hope that's not me. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. That question for you too.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was giving Q a chance to come back. I was giving Q a chance to go ahead and come back, but
no, that's all I wanted to say was that.
Oh, my bad.
We're only just now going over there. Daddy has always been at our apartment, always looking in our refrigerator and telling us we're not doing it fast enough. I think I know immigrants have been a better daddy because they keep that foot on the goddamn necks of the goddamn natives, saying, "How dare you? What the fuck is your problem? You guys call it insults, you call it attacks, but it's tough love, and that's what a good father does. A good father does
Tough love. He's gonna slap you over your goddamn head, metaphorically speaking. But in this system, since it's about resources and opportunity and seeking better outcomes, we ain't got time to fucking talk and debate. We're too busy snatching the motherfucking grabber. We're leading by fucking example. That's the best thing. That's the best thing a father can do is lead by example. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing a father can do is what the American Negro has been conditioned, which is to look for a big old fucking titty to motherfucking suck on, to whine and complain, to find an excuse, to whine, and this and that and whatever. But you know, God bless the African. Because, like I said earlier, show me the African or show me the group of Africans that are fucking stupid enough to waste their time to motherfucking try to fucking ABC this shit for the American Negro on how to take advantage of some shit that's right here in fucking plain sight. That he can look around to the left and bitch and moan about the fucking Vietnam man building a doggone take out our dry cleaner down the street. The motherfucking this man building a shoe repair, seeing his kids working there, building this guy doing a hair thing in the fucking hood and bitch and moan about, or this Arab guy doing this thing in the motherfucking hood and bitch and moan. See his kids working there and bitch and moan about they coming over here taking over all this shit. Never mind the fact that motherfuckers came over here holding their fucking their pants up by the goddamn shoestrings. So yeah, the native African is being a much better daddy because he's leading by example and he's not rewarding bad fucking behavior. He's calling bullshit on bullshit.
By running.
Yeah, to the motherfucking bank, goddamn.
All right, that's gonna finish up the rapid fire round. We're gonna take one more quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna do closing statements. Each debater will have 7 minutes apiece to do their final arguments, and that will end the debate. And if you brothers have time, we'll take some questions from the chat. All right. And of course, you're listening to the Proper Thought series right here on the TPOT YouTube page. You know, we got Brother PREME versus Brother Research, and they are debating who has the better standards, native blacks or immigrant blacks. I don't know what y'all think. Feel free to put your questions in the chat room after the closing arguments. That's after the closing arguments. Y'all already know how we do it here. Do not ask the questions till after the closing arguments are done, please. I will see everybody on the other side of the break.
I just think it's tough. You don't be focused on selling words, arguing over God, burning sage and then the earth. I focus on the youth, building arms or putting it to you straight. Listen here, don't miss a turn. Don't miss me with these shoes. So cold, hit and shoot. Do nothing but say it's full. The most lame and minuscule. Ideas in the interviews, most childish and cynical. Cartoon niggas sitting looking like a Pikachu. Go on now, pick and choose. Hebrew, Nuwabi, and Moorish, or some missing shoes. Nah, here, listen to. I'm talking physics while you stuck on speaking spiritual. Like building schools from Brownsville or Bankhead. Engineering projects with no need for no pay bread. Growing food, so we got no hungry, we stay fed. All hospitals, no dying in they beds. Listen hard, this is different shit. That's the race cars and the picnic bitch. That's the lane bars and the ignorant shit. This black power, focus on the business, bitch. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind shine. I'm black in every type of way. I don't give a fuck what they gotta say. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind shine. I'm black in every type of way. all of they got ass cap weight. You selling souls on the cash app hate. You pimping minerals, crystals, and the sage. You still in religion, homie. You still inside the cage. See the bullshit. Cameras show the foolishness. Fools follow movie flicks. Most front, but truly flick. Low fish on some holy shit. Start beef, call it police quick. Tall sweet, so you know he bitch. What street? Who he rolling with? He when I speak, let's believe. It's the call for action. These dudes is sweet, straight weak. Better off with action. I learned the game and it's lame. I'm better off with rap. Yeah, I'm gonna set a flame, straight pain. And it's all with captions. Capitalize straight truth when I speak, dog. If it ain't my black, we won't speak, y'all. Speak, I live in proof of what I speak of. Pushing straight black through the speakers. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. If not, can give a fuck what they gotta say. I'm black any time of day. I'm messing with these dudes that let your mind astray. I'm black in every type of way. If not, can give a fuck what they gotta say.
And we are back. So now we get into closing arguments. We let off with Brother PREME, so I guess we will lead off with Mr. Research. Timekeeper, can I get 7 minutes on the clock, please?
Absolutely. You got it. You got it. Q.
Brother Research, you up.
All right, I want to thank you for allowing me another victory. There's not a lot to say. I just put another video in the chat room so people can witness.
Oh shit, did we lose him?
I think so.
What the hell happened?
White supremacy!
Preview crazy. Hold on, there you go. He's back. He's back.
All right, so thank you for allowing me another victory. I just put another video in the chat room of hundreds of Africans running.
What the hell? What the hell is going on,
White supremacy!
What the fuck keep happening?
All of a sudden, the immigrants.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know what keeps happening.
The immigrants are trying to stop it. Let me make this quick. Everybody check the video. Check the video in the chat room. You'll see all these immigrants running, and they're trying to get away.
The immigrants running the country.
Let him go, Brad. Let it go. Hold on. Let him finish.
Yeah, let him go. This is time. This is time.
Yeah, they check out the video. You see all these immigrants running. You don't have to listen to my words. Look at the evidence. You see them getting over to Spain, dropping to their knees, thanking God that they're able to leave Africa. So, with this whole thing with opportunities, it's just an opportunity to run. I'm glad we have allowed them the opportunity to come here and be part of what we do. But like I said, we need to start kicking them out of stuff because clearly they think that the white people will allow them to do it all on their own. Why make it safe? They don't believe in Pan-Africanism. And, they just want to take advantage. Not all of them, but the majority of them. So the best thing for us to do is no longer share our resources just because they have black skin, because some of them think like Arabs. And that's how they feel about us. I don't hate them personally. I just think like, hey, the great separation has to happen. My time's conceded.
Brother PREME, you up?
Hey, yeah, them motherfucking immigrants running to your damn backyard to cut your fucking internet cord. That's what the hell they're running to. They're running to cut your fucking wireless, man. Well, listen, man, mess me with this coming over here and so listen, for the whole argument as far as the resources and not let them have access. Listen, you don't own shit over here, okay? And the HBCUs will be fucking defunct because they cannot fucking financially support themselves. That's a motherfucking fact. You ain't got the motherfucking money. Okay, for it not the white man's government sending money to the HBCUs, them shits will be fucking eviscerated. So miss me talking like you got this motherfucking whole economics and you're a consumer class just like most fucking Americans. Okay, you don't own shit that where you can motherfucking control and say this and say that. It is at the bequest and at the benevolence of government subsidies and of this white man's government. Okay, so don't miss me with the goddamn delusions of fucking grandeur. And that's not a personal attack to you. That's just a generalized statement for someone who has the fucking audacity to motherfucking think that they actually that niggas are actually over here running shit to motherfucking make decisions like that. Stop it. Stop it. You don't. Okay? So now let me just go back to the whole and wrap up my whole thing with the whole thing of standards. I'm gonna finish the way how I started. If we're going to be honest, you know, we can say, and this is where you guys kind of didn't like how the whole thing started, but I mean, standards can be learned and unlearned. I don't think it's primarily tied to a group, if they're African or not African, you know, because again, there's plenty of stories of Africans or, you know, people from blacks from the Caribbean that come over here and lose their fucking mind. You know, they get wrapped up in the Western culture, they get wrapped up by the fucking woman, they lose, you know, any type of work ethic that they had, you know, and they just completely fuck up. You know, and then you have stories of American-born Native people that were raised in fucked up ass environments that through self-initiative, self-determination, raised their standards. Shout out to Tony Robbins. They raised their standards and decided they wanted better outcomes for their lives. So, but again, if we're talking about probabilities, then yeah, that's a whole other debate, which we did not have tonight, and that's not what this is for, because, you know, what it had us all on the same fucking side, that, yeah, the probabilities are increased. Where if you have a people from another country, immigrants, that have more culture intact, more values intact, more families intact, the probabilities of them producing better outcomes are exponentially higher. That's been proven. The numbers prove it because they come over here, same people who weren't doing shit over where they were, they ran from it, you know what I'm saying, butt ass naked, barefoot, they ran from it, came to a land, had the benevolence of the Spaniards or the Americans or whoever land they went to that let them in, saw all the fucking opportunity and went on a snatch and grab motherfucking marathon. You know what I'm saying? And within one generation, took themselves out of poverty into the middle class or into the upper middle class. You know, so you know, it can be learned. But one thing to wrap up, if we're going to talk about the currency of the black community and what we've seen recently. With these folks that have the largest megaphones, they're pushing this narrative to, you know, to buck break the black men. I mean, you really have what one of the brothers was calling, I agree with it, a satanic push into black America. So stop worrying about these goddamn errors. Stop worrying about hospitals. You guys are under a spiritual attack right now. And that's what this is. It's not about agenda. It's not about social programming. You guys are under a satanic spiritual attack. Your community is. And again, the smart ones are getting the fuck out of Dodge. That's what SYSBM is about. They're getting the fuck up out of Dodge. And the motherfucking stupid motherfuckers are trying to negotiate, compromise with this shit that is going to lead to nothing but just to genocide. You know what I'm saying? To just the whole community just going up in smoke. That's where the fuck is headed. So no one wants to face the fact, you know, also that one of the contributing factors, somebody let me know when I'm down to 30 seconds, that one of the contributing factors, please, that one of the contributing factors to low standards is low self-esteem. You know, that's a conversation that folks don't want to have. I'm not sure if they're uncomfortable to have or because they don't know how to have it or don't think it fucking matters. But what is going to precede having low standards or bad standards is a poor self-image, low self-image, and a poor and low self-esteem. And the American Negro has failed to understand and realize how that is intrinsically tied to continually being bombarded with all these images, just how inferior you are, just the shit that you went through. And and the sad thing is, there's a choice. There are images of historical images of blacks that were prominent, that were in power, that ruled the world. But why are those images not spoken about en masse? Why are those images not being present in Black History Month? Why is Black History Month just telling you that you was beat over the head, this, that, or whatever? Because true white supremacy knows that the shit starts with the motherfucking mind, the conditioning of the motherfucking mind. You know what I'm saying? And that leads and ties into the poor standard. But man, hey, thank you. I think this is my first time on here, Prophet of Thought, man, and I hope it's not the last time. Shout out to Mr. Research, definitely a worthy opponent. I'm sure Amir would have been to as well. I like debating brothers that don't resort to the nonsense and a date. I like having a battle of wits, and hopefully next time there's gonna be a topic that it's more diametrically opposed, between me and whoever is on the other side of it.
Well, actually, this was a pretty good debate. I liked it. I mean,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
The numbers aren't as high as they usually be, but I mean, I like the debate. Very civil, very, very measured. I mean, very respectful, and I got respect for both of you brothers, you brother PREME, brother Research. I respect both of you brothers, and it was a good debate, man. I don't have a problem with it.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't know what you look like on time, but usually this time we take a few questions from the chat if there are any. If y'all got any questions out there in the chat, go ahead and run them up now, because I don't know how long I have these brothers for. I don't know what they look like on time. So if y'all have any questions for the debaters, go ahead, brother Research.
Well, I did want to answer one question I saw earlier. What have we created with the generation? So Black Panthers created food programs. You had a lot of us create unions here, which got broken up by Ronald Reagan. There's a lot of politics that goes on that the average ADOS Black man needs to really be up on his politics, because assuming it's not the 2020 way. Sometimes we're very passionate with white people talking points, but when we dig into the politics of what the white person told us, we'll find that, what they told us was actually more anti-Black than it was real. So I just wanted to answer the brother in the chat room when he said, what have we created? What have we done? We've done quite a lot. But when it comes to what Reagan did in his first 2 years, destroying all the union jobs and all that type of stuff, and then what Clinton did with locking everybody up. Here's another thing I want to say. As much people didn't like Bush 41, Bush Sr., he did not do what Reagan did, and he did not do what Clinton did. People got mad at Bush because of some Willie ad, and they labeled him as racist. You got to understand, he's the one that made you aware of COINTELPRO. 41 is the one who released the papers on what Reagan was doing to Black people. You wouldn't have known if 41 hadn't did that. And 41 was against what Clinton did when he remixed NAFTA and remixed the Patriot Act. That isn't the way 41 intended it. So sometimes when people appear racist, like 41 or what have you, actually, they're not as bad as some of these people playing a saxophone like Bill Clinton, or smiling at you all the time like Ronald Reagan and Pete Buttigieg. So that's how I answer that chat room question.
All right. If there's any more questions for Brother PREME or Brother Research, shoot them up now.
I put a few of the questions in the private chat just in case.
Oh, okay. If you want to ask them, go right ahead, Brother LAR.
That way, I didn't want to.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Okay. The first question was, why don't natives have a work ethic like their forefathers? Because I saw that come up in the debate.
Well, being I'm on the native side, I'll answer that. What has happened is a mentality shift. So when you did have the Jim Crow people come out, and then somebody else said, I didn't experience Jim Crow. I actually did. Anytime that your mothers and your fathers were tragically mentally messed up in the mind, where they didn't want to succeed because they thought that it would kill them or get them killed because they saw it growing up, that type of mentality was passed to children and then to their children. So a lot of times we're just now coming out of a lot of this. This was the first time, late 90s, 1999, the first time we have not been oppressed by the power structure. Reagan and Clinton did that. If we didn't have Reagan and Clinton, this will be a black Mecca the way it was in 1972, 1977, 1979. This nonsense did not start happening until 86 when Reagan came into power. Even with the welfare system, Jimmy Carter had a great welfare system. You had to be a two-parent home. Imagine LAR movement if people had Jimmy Carter's system of you can't get welfare unless you're a two-parent home, how all of this would have been drastically different. So there's a lot. So that's how I answer that. And our work ethic has been damaged, but we're trying to get it back. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So the next question I had, because I flip flopped them, because they were things both of you guys were talking about. So the next question, Preem, why don't immigrants have that same work ethic in their homeland?
Why don't immigrants have the same? They do. They do. And again, it's like if you don't have, if you know how to, let's say, make spaghetti, right? Follow me here. If you know how to make spaghetti, but if I walk into a kitchen, I know how to make spaghetti, but I don't have a pot, I don't have noodles, I don't have tomato sauce, I don't have any ground beef, I don't have any onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, cheese. Okay, let me stop. I love to. Guess what? I ain't making shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have the resource. I don't have the means to go ahead and make it. You know what I'm saying? I know how to make it. But just the environment is just not there. It's not conducive to me producing that result. So that's why, I mean, it really is just that. It really is just that simple. That explains why you see immigrants in other countries. They come over here. You know, we said it about 8 or 10 times. They come over here, and because they have the resources, they have access to a system that promotes entrepreneurialism, that promotes higher education. They seize the fucking opportunity. Let me go ahead and say this. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot to say this earlier. Shout out to Art Nuttall. He had some sister on the thing yesterday who brought this up. She had like a god and a female devil thing icon, a shark sister. Trump's empowerment zone. Where was that conversation in Black America about Trump and that black congressman or senator, the Scott guy, and what they did with the empowerment zones in black communities? Where the fuck is that conversation? Who's taking advantage of that? Why are Negroes now fucking shouting from the damn rooftops saying, take advantage of these empowerment zones and this program that the Trump administration has put out there specifically for black people? But you know what they say? They stuck on fucking stupid. You know what they're saying? Orange man bad. But you're going to have an issue with the black looking Indian who made through some loophole be able to take advantage of that because he looks black, even though he's not really black. But, you know, Mr. Research may have a problem with it. Talk about what he's Indian. No, he's a motherfucker that moved his motherfucking ass. And instead of motherfucking bitching and moaning. But this is what she said. I'll wrap up with this. She said, you know who did take advantage of that? I'm not sure if it's true or not. But she said T.I., Trump's #1 hater. He took advantage of that empowerment zone program to motherfucking buy up real estate. And so did Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. So you have in the Negro America, the same Negroes that would chastise this administration are making a motherfucking killing in real estate by taking advantage of those programs. But the program I'm waiting on, and I heard Trump announce it in the State of the Union speech 2 weeks ago, inshallah, to God be the glory. He's thinking about bringing back vocational training in every high school. And because I got 20 years in the home services game, once that shit hit the ground running, I'm all in it. I'm going to be balls deep in that shit. He's thinking about bringing back vocational and the trades back into high schools because he wants to make America great again. But you know what the American Negro's going to say? He's going to find something else to bitch and moan about. And he's going to bitch and moan about the motherfucking immigrant that's going to take advantage of that shit. While he's too busy talking about orange man bad or about the goddamn Arabs. Again, stuck on motherfucking stupid. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to say, hey, come. Fuck that shit.
I would answer that, but it's y'all debate. So the next question, I'm gonna go to Q. The next question is, would have Native blacks contributed to society lately?
Every time you come to a stoplight, that's us. Every time you do the filament and you turn on your light, you see that filament. That's us. This voice stream that we're using right here, that's us. We're still waiting for the immigrants to create. The fact that this internet is running, the white man couldn't get it to work. They came to the black man. He got it to work. That's us. Everywhere is us, us, us. Now, the immigrant does have a point. Let's be fair. We got to start being selfish.
Yes.
We got to start being selfish, even against lower level blacks or people who look black but not really black at heart, because the immigrant has proven to us, hey, we rather bond with these other folks than with y'all. And you know what, ADOS? Stop listening to these women. Oh, you got to have a kind heart and understand. No. We need to get our Viking mindset. Hey, just because you look like us, you ain't of us, and we need to be really stingy. So the immigrant has taught us that. Hey, look, ain't no Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is a joke. Immigrants laugh at that as they misuse the people who think like that.
Yeah.
So that's the way I answer that question. We have created quite a bit. Just stop at your next stoplight and know that the African American created that.
Hold on, because the reason I made hear me out on this. These questions actually come from y'all debate. So I'm asking of you what the other person said in a repackaged way, right? So that's why it's like this. So Preem, this is the question for you. Where am I at? What have immigrants done for the diaspora lately?
You have to allow me 15 seconds to just go ahead and rebuttal that really, really quick.
Okay.
The reason why the whole selfishness argument, it will never fucking work. It's not going to happen. It's a fucking joke. The American Negro will not become selfish because the sad thing is, being selfish means getting off your ass and actually doing something. They'll rather get on some Pan-African shit and talk about what they're going to do in Nairobi, Kenya, 85,000 miles the fuck away, versus what they can fucking do and produce in their own neighborhood. That's the fucking insane fucking logic of these B1s, 3-1, C1s, 8-1s, motherfuckers that would rather sit there and talk. Because being selfish means, you know what? I'm not going to worry about nothing else but me. And then that means I got to start doing something today. There has to be action starting now. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to care. I'm going to be selfish and focus on me. You know what? But you know the problem with that? That means you actually now have to start doing something. So I don't believe the Negro will ever get fucking selfish, because that means he's going to have to stop the fuck talking and worrying about doing something and networking with Africans on some technology shit. Why not start technology shit here? Why you can't get on planes going to Africa to fucking network with Africans and start some technology shit, but you got all this time to bitch and moan about the white man is not hiring enough of you? If you're saying the white man, accuse this man something about technology. Well, the number one technology fucking group here on Black YouTube, bitches and moans all the time about there's not enough diversity. I get passed over by people who aren't as smart as me. My boss isn't as smart as me. Well, really me this. If the motherfucker he hires over you are not as smart as you, and your boss isn't as smart as you, why don't you start your own shit and put them cocksuckers out of fucking business? Why don't you have that mindset? Because it starts with the mindset first. They don't have the fucking right mindset. They don't have enough self-esteem. They don't have enough confidence. So now I'll go back to your question. 15
seconds.
I apologize. But I got to get to that. I apologize. But your question was, I'm sorry.
My question was, what have immigrant blacks done for the diaspora lately?
We've led by example. That's why by hook or by crook, motherfuckers are willing to do anything and everything to come over here, because we're like, listen, this is a free for all. This shit is a joke over here. It's like, listen, this is a fucking buffet of goddamn opportunity. Look what I'm doing. Look what can be done. Listen, I don't talk too much with my family, but I got a little sister. My little sister's over here. She's a robotic fucking surgeon. Okay? Same shit. How was she able to do that? Okay? Coming from the same place I motherfucking came from. Okay? Now, it took her 15 years of goddamn schooling to get to that goddamn point. But we're like, hey, man, and she's leading by fucking example. So, no, she's not sending money back home. But motherfuckers are saying, goddamn, she's a robotic motherfucking surgeon. Using some shit, I forgot the name of it. It's not Einstein. It's some shit. Some fucking tube she fucking does. It looks like fucking ants with the fucking antennas. With the fucking
Nanotech?
things that come
You
to
talking
the
about
fucking,
nanotech?
no. I have to Google it, but she's in robotics in fucking Kansas City. Okay, so it's like, but it's by leading by example. So that's what and I've got a brother that another brother that I'm about to bring the fuck over here. He's doing great shit over there. But I got a bunch of goddamn land over here that his skill set is gonna fucking blow the motherfucking ceiling off of what the fuck he can do over here. He's doing good shit over there. But he doesn't have the motherfucking resources. I bring his ass over here, which we are. It's game over in the agriculture game. Fucking game over. That's what we're doing. We're leading by motherfucking example.
All right. Q, the question for you would be, are native blacks the standard for blacks globally? Because this is about standards.
No, I don't think that we're the standard for Black global. I look at the Black Germans and the Black Russians as the epitome of what intellectual Black and intellectual Black power should be. The Black Russians are the Africans who have been in Russia for quite a while. They're a little subset, but they're all about warrior stuff and power. They don't like the current Africans that are coming over, and then the Black Germans. Those guys, man, they're really the epitome of really putting their stuff together. Not all of them are perfect. One of my friends, Goovy, he definitely isn't perfect, but they have a sense about them on achievement and mentally competing. And so I look at them better than even Africans, Haitians, Caribbeans. People don't know about them because they're so quiet, and they just handle business. That's my answer.
So the same type of question to PREME. Are immigrant blacks the standard for blacks globally?
Are immigrant blacks that are domiciled, that are residents here in the United States, the standard for blacks globally?
Well, I mean, you added on to the question to add extra, but okay, fine.
That'll make it. I know that was a question, but I mean, I'm not one to go ahead and say I can't judge that. My answer would probably be like, well, probably no, because I just think of all the places to where blacks are, I think this is the one that has the most vices, that has the most distractions, and where we lose the most. I would say this is where we lose most of our motherfucking people at, is over here, because it's just, it's like it's the devil's playground. It's only by God that so many have been able to hold on and persevere through it. But I think this is a system, this is a culture that has the most vices, the most temptations for someone who had their shit intact to fucking lose their way. I think we lose the most members of the Black immigrant community here in this country just because anything goes. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like fucking Vegas over here, 24/7. So I would say no. I would say no. We are not the standard bearers of African immigrants here in the United States. Absolutely not would be my answer.
Okay. Q, interesting. I got two more questions, one for each of you. That's the last two I got. Because reversing, like I said, y'all arguments to a degree. What are the resources that immigrants aren't taking advantage of in their own countries? Q?
Yeah,
Internet.
Immigrants are allowing Indian to pretend to be Africans. They're allowing Chinese to pretend to be Africans. And many of the people that were named earlier, as far as billionaires, 3 of them I know are Indians. They're not even Africans. They're people who are allowed to come over, push Africans out the way, and take their resources and take their money. So what immigrants, I think, can do better is show proof of concept, like people have said in the chat room. What I've heard tonight, and I'm going to save this video forever because this is the weapon against my Pan-African argument. Next time a Pan-African comes to me, I'm playing this video because they're not showing proof of concept. They're saying we got proof of concept in other people's country. We got proof of concept over here in Japan. We killing it. Over here in England, we're killing it. But there's no proof of concept in their own country. Where are the hotels that are owned by those immigrants? Where are the movie theaters? Movie theater is a simple thing to create. They don't even have that. Their whole thing is wait until we get to another country and watch what we can do. That's I know I went over, but that's why I put all those videos. I put over 14 videos in the chat room of people running to Spain. Proof of concept is not there.
Okay, now Preem.
Oh, I got
No, because the question,
yes, sir.
the question is a similar question. What are the resources that Native Blacks aren't taking advantage of in their own country, which is here?
I'm gonna beat this damn horse. This horse is dead, but I'm about to motherfucking pick him up and buy and DDT his ass one more goddamn time. The resources and the access to opportunity. Where so to Q's point, that is a easy that's a fucking leg up the whole thing as far as, and I can't believe he's standing on that because that's just too easy as far as where the hospitals, where the examples, where's the proof of concept over there. I already metaphorically speaking made that shit ABC simple with the whole spaghetti thing as far as the pots, the pans, the supplies. You need those things to go ahead and make in product. Okay, so let's use me for an example. Where are the examples of the high-end home services company in the Black community? I'll wait. You may find one here or there flickering, but I'm in Atlanta. It's not happening because the environment just isn't there to support or to sustain a high-end home services company in the Black community. So those guys that are in the home services field that are high-end, okay, that charge premium prices, they can't do that shit in the Black community. There's no proof of concept of that in the Black community because the Black community is not a conducive fucking environment to produce that outcome. So where do we go? Like they asked Willie E. Sutton when they arrested that bank robber back in the 50s, Willie, why have you robbed so many motherfucking banks? You know what he said? Because that's where the money is. So where do we go? We go where the money is, where the opportunity is, where the resources is. This shit is this shit is now fucking getting irritated because this is such a simple motherfucking thing to goddamn understand. It's like planting, you need the soil for those seeds, you need the right environment for those things to grow. That's why you don't have that back over there in Africa. That's why you don't have those high-end home services company here in Black America. That's why you don't even have a high-end grooming company. Can a high-end grooming company, which is a fucking gold mine, if anybody's listening, if you want to start a business getting a high-end grooming for pets, is that sustainable in Black America? All these goddamn niggas with their goddamn Rottweilers and pit bulls, you think you can sustain a high-end veterinarian service or grooming company in Black America? It ain't happening. It's not fucking happening. But where can you? In fucking white America. It's about, come on, man. This shit, come on, man. This shit's too fucking simple. And you don't get it? I'm done. That's it. I'm mute.
He said, I'm done. You got more questions for him, brother?
No, that was my last two.
Okay, if y'all got any questions, like I said, I don't know how long I got these brothers for. So if you got any questions in the audience, go ahead and shoot them up now, because if not, I'm going to let these brothers go.
Have a good one, fellas. Thank you for allowing me to be on.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Research. Don't let it be the last time you come on, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, look, this was an easy victory. I appreciate my opponent, but I'm quite sure the chat room and people who contact you will let you know this will. But I really applaud my opponent for his stance. My opponent was very passionate about what he believed, and this has really inspired me to really, like I said, go back to being selfish any speech that I do is going to be, I'm going to use these as my talking points.
Well,
Pan-Africanism is not the way. I
I
thank my
appreciate
opponent for his
before you
comment.
go, I appreciate you coming in, man, because you was a fill-in. I was
I
supposed
know.
to have Amiri up here, man, and I appreciate you coming on the
Well, Amiri
last minute,
can't.
brother.
He can't debate that well. I mean, you guys like him, but he's not really. I mean, he's just. I mean, we when Amiri first came around, we really had to school him, me and BGS. But
Oh, okay.
anytime you need for me to stand him from him, for him, it's going to be better.
Man, I like Amiri,
Y'all
man.
started-
I
these
like
shenanigans.
No,
Amiri,
I like
man.
Amiri too, but he's just not a good debater.
Yeah, he was slated for tonight, but he got
Luckily, I
indisposed.
came in because
So,
PREME would have probably destroyed them. Amiri would have probably stuttered all over the place.
man, you're wrong for that. But I appreciate you coming in at the last
All
minute,
right.
brother. I do, man. Good looking out, man.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks
All
for
right,
the
peace,
research.
brother. Well, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get any damn questions up in here tonight.
Because
So I'm-
they've all been answered, brother. They've all been answered.
Hey, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But that being the case, let's do this. We're gonna go ahead and fill y'all in about what's going on tomorrow. I appreciate the brothers for coming through. I also appreciate my timekeeper, the sage, brother LAR. Now tomorrow, folks, make sure you have your black behinds here. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the TPOT YouTube page. As you can see up on the screen, we will be having the regular DXL Thursday night, and we'll be talking about who should give back to Black society. That's right. We're asking the question, who should give back to Black society? You're gonna want to show up for this one. It's gonna be good. Some of the usual suspects gonna show up, of course. We're gonna talk about this whole giving back thing. We're gonna be talking about the brothers who get successful and don't give back. I mean, we're gonna be talking about all that shit. We're gonna be asking the question tomorrow: who should give back to Black society? So you don't want to miss it. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the TPOT YouTube page. Have your black behinds here. You don't want to miss it. But anyway, this is what we're gonna do now. Being that y'all don't have any more questions, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I appreciate everybody coming through tonight, man. I appreciate all these good folks over here for keeping it respectful and keeping it clean. I like that. Also, I want to thank you, most importantly, for hanging out with us, spending some time with us, and watching us tonight. It's always a pleasure, and it is appreciated. But what I need you to do right now is get on down to Facebook and check us out on the Proper Thought series on Facebook. Proper Thought, one word series, the next word on Facebook. Go ahead, follow the page, like the page. You can even drop old X a line. I'm guaranteed to get back to you within 24 and 168 hours. Now, remember, it's a community page. It's not a personal page. So you can't post your crazy flicks and all that old kind of nonsense on there. It's not going to work. It's just not. Also, while you're on Facebook, make sure you get down to the Proper Thought Series fan group page. That's the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get in there quick. And guess what, y'all? I am finally an admin on my own shit. So you shouldn't have any problems. If you have any problems getting in, go ahead, drop me a line. I'll go in there and I'll put you in there. All right, so don't worry about it, because finally X is an admin on his own fan page. Can you believe it? So go ahead and join the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. It's always some good stuff in there. It's a fan page. I think it's about 1,200 people in it. People are always posting stuff down there, so you ain't always got to listen to freaking OX run his mouth all the time. You got other people down there running their old mouths too. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Proper the Thought. Leave out the series on Instagram. That's Proper the Thought. Leave out the series on Instagram. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. You're guaranteed to get a follow back. And you know we got to end the night like this. Get your black behinds down to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at TPOT Media on Twitter. That's at TPOT Media on Twitter. Go ahead. Follow us on Twitter. Because if you don't, I'm going to haunt your old black ass mama in her dreams all the way up to Thanksgiving. So once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank my debaters, Brother Research and Brother PREME, and also my celebrity timekeeper, Brother LAR, for coming through for this night. Like I said, make sure you have Black Behinds here tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for DXL. We will be asking the question, who should give back to Black society? So with that, I will leave you with 3 words. You know, like I always do.
Open your mind, your mind, your mind.
Peace, folks.
And so a community is where you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a good. Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Well, see, my cousin, he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 million. 3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hit his sirens, look to the mirror and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Tom. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. But all your failures, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper and read over and over and see white travelers come? You think thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white travelers crying? That's like cops. Not my love one party. I said the back of the head. Why do you think black cops are going to think they're no spirit? Think they got sense? No. They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't going to tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we were organized, which is hard to organize people who are just run crazy, you don't love crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, if we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that any time a cop or anybody carry a gun have to have a license just like you to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop, a store boy, a private detective. Now, how do you get Congress to protect you? You take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young, and old, and say, this coming Christmas, we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality. By law, we call it for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and restore on Thanksgiving. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People did it all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happened? Huh? Thanksgiving happens, Georgia, season's over, Western House. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, Mr. Senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad. The officer's code for 1 second.